Guilty. 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 What's good, everyone? AB Media 83 here, and today we're talking about, I was going to talk about the Panda African and some bullshit he's doing, but breaking news. Donald Trump has been found guilty, guilty, guilty on 34 counts, and is now officially a convicted felon. And my response to that is, so what? I'm still not voting for a dementia patient. I still do not want a dementia patient in the White House. But yeah, Donald Trump has been found guilty on 34 counts regarding him paying off his hoe. Take that however you want to take it. Donald Trump's been found guilty, and everybody's talking about it. Now, I guess some butthurt blues want me to feel bad. No, not really. I'm not surprised. They found him guilty on all 34 counts, and the Democrats are pretty much going to run on. He's a criminal. And no one gives a shit. He's a criminal. So what? Do you want a criminal, an old criminal, or old racist dementia patient? Take your pick. You want a convicted felon or an old racist dementia patient? Those are your choices, folks. You can either vote for one of them, vote third party, or you can vote for the couch. The choice is yours, but it's official. Your main choices are a racist dementia patient and or a convicted felon in 2024. We live in some interesting times. But yeah, your choices are between a dementia patient and a convicted felon. Which will you choose? Or will you sit on the couch and vote third party? Choice is yours. But yeah, for those of you who haven't heard, Donald Trump was convicted on 34 counts of paying off his hoe. Or excuse me, paying off Stormy Daniels, porn star. And based on all the shenanigans during the court trial, I am not surprised by this verdict whatsoever. It's what it is. We have to see what We have to see what happens over time. But do I think he's going to jail? Probably not. But yeah, Donald Trump has been found guilty. What's going on, Andre? He's been found guilty, and I'm not necessarily sad about it. But and neither are when I've been looking online. Neither are a whole bunch of other Trump supporters. We're not really sad about it, but of course, look on TikTok. Butthurt Blues are taking victory laps because Trump's been convicted, and I guess some of them are fulfilling their fantasies. He gonna go jail. Trump finally gonna go to jail. Trump finally gonna go to jail. I guess whatever, whatever. I'm still not voting for a dementia patient. But yeah, the man you see on the screen, Donald Trump, has been found guilty, and it is what it is. The whole trial was a political witch hunt, in my opinion. So I'm not surprised at all that they found him guilty. I don't give a shit. I'm still not voting for Joe Biden. Whether folks like that or not, I don't give a shit. Joe Biden doesn't define my blackness. Maybe he defines yours if you still want to vote for him. I guess. But anyway, links in the chat. If you want to come up, you can do so now. What's going on, Craig? Louis voucher check. Okay. But yeah, Trump's been found guilty, and I don't really care. I'm still not voting for Joe Biden. Whether or not I vote for Trump, that remains to be seen. Most likely going to vote for Trump. No, it doesn't matter. If I do vote third party, I will be accused of giving Trump my vote anyway. So I guess I may as well vote for Trump. Oh well. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see all the fallout over this over the next few months. And now your choices are between a dementia patient and a convicted felon. What a country we live in, right? What a country we live in. The links in the chat. Want to come up? But yeah, Trump was found guilty, and now Democrats, I'm sure, are going to run on. Trump's a convicted felon. You don't want to vote for a convicted felon, do you? Well, yeah, I would vote for a convicted felon over a racist dementia patient. And for those of you who would rather choose the couch, I don't have a problem with that. I understand. But yeah. What's going on, Jay Moore? Donald Trump has been found guilty. And it is what it is. Feel some kind of way about it, that's fine too. Of course, butthurt blues are celebrating everywhere and taking their victory lap, and that's fine. I don't think that victory lap's gonna last very long, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, they found the orange man guilty. And I can almost guarantee you that you're not stopping anybody from voting for him. A lot of people see the game that's being played. Some people don't, but politics is a dirty game. Always has been. So they want to run. They want to pretend that you're gonna hear Democrats over the next few months. Trump's a criminal. He's a convicted felon. And my response is, so what? He's a convicted felon. So what? Let's see, yeah, our country is a joke. Uh, Yep. Oh, interesting fact about after all this, after the Trump's verdict came in, apparently the site you get donations to Trump to broke down because he had so many damn donations. So yeah. Then his son tried to set up a site, for his campaign to get donated to, and that broke down after this verdict. So if your plan was to dissuade Trump supporters or new Trump supporters, you're not doing a good job of that. But yeah, for those of you just coming in, Donald Trump has been found guilty. Okay, give me a second. Uh, copy. All right, that's definitely a new. That's definitely the newer link. But yeah, Trump has been found guilty, and yep, Trump's still getting them votes. He's probably going to gain some votes after this because and that was one shitty ass trial. And we're just gonna have to see how this plays out over the next what up?
What's up, AB? How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fine. I
That's
was
good
gonna
to
do this,
hear, man.
I was gonna
Hmm?
do the stream on something else, but then this came up.
Yeah, I just got home from recording and everything, and my mom, she just telling me about this stuff, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, what's funny is I thought prostitution was legal in the United States, so why is this chick not getting charged with anything else either? So,
Mhm.
like, they all going after Trump and all this other people, but they won't like. But they won't go after this prostitute, this hoe that's illegal, illegal job here. Why is she not getting prosecuted or anything like that? And my mom just stopped talking and try to change it up. He's like, but we're talking
He's
about
a
something else different.
criminal. I
Like
told
he's
you he's
still,
a
yeah, it was like, yeah, he's a criminal, but like you want him. No, she was like, everybody else that was around him was getting charged, but nobody else was, but him, he's not getting charged. How's that's not fair? I'm like, but we got a dude that's in president, like in office right now, that's committing a genocide, not just over at
yep.
Palestine, but over in like Congo and Haiti and all this other shit. But he's not getting charged for shit. So why do you think they're going after Trump then? Well, it's not the same thing. I'm like, mom, yeah, it's not the same thing, but it's the same goddamn thing. Honestly, it's like, why are you just making it like going so hard to try to get this dude get arrested, but not this main culprit in like death. Like he caused more death than Trump ever did in his entire office,
Yep.
and
And
you want to just like make it seem like he's supposed to get charged all the time. I mean, Trump is the
here's
only
my
one that's supposed to
thing.
be.
Yeah, he's a criminal. So what? I knew that before. I knew that beforehand.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing she kept bringing up. It's because of what happened before he got into presidency. I'm like, okay, and what's it called? Biden is a goddamn child toucher or something before he was even presidency, but he still got in. So what are you
Ooh,
talking about?
yeah.
Well, it's not the same. I'm like, come on,
Ooh,
mom.
don't get me started on that.
Huh?
Don't get me started on him being a child truster. I'll
Mm-hmm.
skip.
A child sniffer. Be sniffing the shit out of them little girls' hair. You smell ripe. Smell like puberty is coming right out of you. I could taste it. It's like 2 months
Um,
off.
don't get me started. Don't get me started on the apparently his daughter came out with a diary or something that said that he used to take baths with her or something. I was like, okay, too much information.
Yep. Yeah. And yet they're going after Trump. I'm like, like, mom, you want him to get charged, but you're not even going after everybody else, like anybody else in the office that's committing all this evil shit. You want to just go after Trump? Yeah, he did some bad shit. I'm not gonna lie, but is he
Well,
really as bad as
he's
all
a
the other
criminal.
politicians there?
That's not even a question. He's a criminal, but how's the pot going to call the kettle black? That's my question.
Exactly. And the other thing too is just like, mom. Oh no, she getting mad. Like not really mad, but upset about like the like he's not getting charged. So I'm like, mom, remember he's a fucking president. He got like he's technically like 10 times higher than a goddamn don in a goddamn cartel. What do you expect? Like, do you really think they're gonna go after him? Truly, they're gonna have to kill him.
Yeah, let me get
Like,
Craig in. Let me get Craig in for a minute. Then I'm gonna make a statement about that. Him being a like 10,000 dons in one at once. But go ahead, Craig. You want to get in?
exactly.
Yeah, real fast. I was just listening to I don't know if you follow the law student right now, AV to the seventh power, and she pretty much was saying how serious this is. That and people need to really understand that the charging sheet, she has that, she's going over that, and
Mm-hmm.
pretty much they had invoices, vouchers, and checks, and it all went back to Trump. So that's why he was convicted. Um, Again, he had his day in court.
Well,
I
isn't
think
prostitution illegal?
is it what now? Is prostitution
Isn't
illegal?
prostitution illegal?
Yeah,
Yes, in the United
yeah.
States. So
Well,
But
why
again,
isn't
I
she
don't.
getting charged
She
with it?
wasn't. She wasn't. Again, it wasn't. He wasn't charged for prostitution. He was. I mean that you can just look at the charging sheet. It was a hush money payment so that nothing came out about whatever happened. And I don't have a problem with what happened. I mean, he saw a pretty woman, he bent her over the couch, but probably, I mean, based on that charging sheet, because nobody was really in the courtroom, but just from
mm-hmm.
the people that were actually getting into that courtroom and following it, they were saying, I mean, it didn't matter which media you watched, they were saying Trump's not having a good day. Trump's attorneys are struggling. And all this kind of stuff. And people got to remember the people that testified against him, the one that did the most damage was David Pecker. I mean, that's an amazing name, but he fried Trump up there, and so did Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen has actually turned documents over to the FBI and the IRS. That's and Alvin Bragg's the same guy that prosecuted Jonathan Majors. So he's not like he's a well liked guy, but yeah, he's I mean, again, he has a right to an appeal, and he got to get ready. I think in 3 more weeks, doesn't he debate Joe Biden? He's going to get
Yep.
hammered in that debate. So I mean, whether
Can I
people
say
like
something?
it or not, whether people like it or not, that's gonna be a tough debate. He is a convicted felon. He has the
So what?
absolute right to an
So
appeal, and if they have an appeal and there's a well, if he appeals and the appellate court sees that something got left out or something was wrong, they'll they'll retry the case on appeal, which is his constitutional right. But he's gonna get hammered in that debate. So I don't care who
yeah,
you
but you
vote
know what?
for, huh?
But you know what? You know what majority of us is gonna do? Like honestly, even I'm petty enough to do this shit. If he does get charged or whatever the fuck they try to put him in jail, I will vote for him just so
Well,
he'll
yeah,
be
that's
the first
fine. Yeah, I don't.
president that get in jail, and
Yeah,
so
you
he
can
can get
vote.
out because there's no point.
Well,
Like,
nobody
what is
cares
all
though.
of
Let
this
me tell you this
charges
right
for?
now. I
Like,
don't. Nobody cares who you vote for. They don't. I
mm,
mean, they don't. So I mean, you can vote for a tree. They just
yes.
they don't care. At the end of the day, that's if you want to know why he was convicted, you can actually go watch
Mm.
AV to the seventh power, and she's just showing everybody the charge sheet. And they did have a
Uh,
major paper trail evidence against him. Now, was it
So why
34?
isn't the hoe getting charged too? That's the other part. Like if he's getting all these
Mhm,
charges for paying her off and all this other shit, right?
mhm.
So why is she getting charged for being a hoe? And the other thing too is about this whole paying off stuff. Dude, we all pay off girls in different ways and stuff. Sometimes we pay them off with money. Sometimes we pay them off with dicks. Sometimes we pay them off with compliments. I'm just saying we gotta pay these hoes off in different ways and different forms. So ain't I a hoe and you a hoe and ain't we all technically doing the same thing as Trump doing
Okay,
right now?
Andrew. she's not charged because there was never prostitution. What part of that do you not get?
Wait, so what did she get? So why are they going after? What did he do to her that was so bad that he paid
He
her some
did
money, and she
nothing
took
illegal
the money?
sexually. He did nothing illegal sexually. It was the
Uh
actual
huh.
payoff of her shutting
What's wrong
up.
with that?
Well, that is the fact.
Okay,
That's
so
what was on the trial. That's the
so
facts.
so what if my dick is little and
I
I don't
don't
want her
care
to
about
talk
your
about it,
dick being little. That's
and
a
I paid her
personal
off?
DNA problem.
So,
It's
and I
not
paid her off. So
illegal.
now I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
Again, he's not that him having sex is not the trial. That's fine.
So him. So what was he paying her off to shut up about then? Like, what's so wrong with
Well,
paying off people to shut the fuck up?
again, he
Because
paid
I
her
do it.
off to be quiet, so not to let this affect his candidacy. That's what the charge was,
Okay,
and
didn't
he
Biden
got
do that? And
convicted.
then and no, didn't Biden as a councilman or whatever the hell he was back in the day, right?
Uh-huh.
He ended up like sexually assaulted this one white chick out there and all this stuff as a little girl. And then when she tried to call his ass out, like all of a sudden, let's go like future, like no present day. Now she's in Russia and she was told never to come back to the United States, so she's gonna get charged with some shit. Like, so I'm just saying, like, Biden did this shit. He's literally a rapist. I mean, sorry, he's a whatever the hell he is. You know what I'm saying? A
Rapist.
bad person, and yet, okay,
Well, has
cool.
he been charged?
You know, and
Easy
he's
question. Has he been charged?
because no, the bitch is
No.
in Russia. How you gonna charge her
Okay,
like
so
do anything while she over
okay,
there?
you know for a fact she's in Russia, right? What's her name?
Yeah, and she cannot come back. What's
I can't
God
think of
damn
her
it.
name, but I
Let
know
me
who you're
go.
talking about.
I, yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're way off
she's
track. AB's here talking about the verdict of this trial. You're talking about some woman in Russia. You sound retarded.
no. Don't
Yeah,
call
you
me
do.
retarded, sir, because
I said
I'm
you
on
sound
point, and
retarded.
it's the whole thing. No, the whole thing is about
Okay,
like
okay,
no, the whole
okay.
thing.
That's
You
enough.
said
That's
something.
enough.
No,
Let's
no. I was
stop.
just
Let's move on.
no. I was
Anyway,
just saying that we were. Oh, never
I
mind.
agree.
Fault.
Let's move
Sorry.
on. AB, your show is about that verdict. Yeah, here's your choice. You can go listen to somebody who's in law school about to go study for the bar, or you can talk
Sir,
all
there's a whole bunch of innocent black boys and men in jail right now
well,
getting their
hold
butthole
on,
touched.
wait a
And
minute,
like,
wait a
what are you
minute, wait a
talking
minute.
about? And the legal
All
people
right,
put them in
enough.
there.
All right, enough. Hold on, wait a minute, enough, because there are also lawyers who said that this trial was horseshit. There's also plenty of lawyers that
Exactly.
came out that said this trial was horseshit. And I'll check. What did you say the name of name of that
AB.
chick was?
She does a lot of podcasts with lead attorney, and she's in law school. She, I believe, is studying for the bar. She has the actual charge sheet. So
Okay.
people can either all right, so people can either go at least go try to get a little bit of education, or they can rant and rave like a bunch of
You ever
schoolgirls.
heard of cooking the books? That's what they call it in the legal system. You
Well,
know, cooking
look,
the books. You ever heard of that shit?
Of course, yeah. People cook the books. It's
So,
illegal.
all right,
so how much
everybody,
is the cooking is in these books? Sorry.
That's what Michael Cohen went
hold
to
on, everybody,
prison for.
everybody, just calm down for a minute. Now, let me be clear.
Mm.
I don't really care. I don't really care. He paid off his hoe.
Yeah, that's not. It's what them having sex is not illegal.
Yeah,
That's not what he's charged with. That's why, hence, I said you can go see the actual charging sheet. Him having sex with her and her taking the money. Not they didn't. Nobody's charged for that. It's not having. They're two
So
grown
what was he
adults.
paying her to shut her mouth about then? That's the whole thing. What is
no,
he paying
no.
her off
All
to
right,
keep her to shut
hold
her
on. Wait a
mouth?
minute. Brother. Wait a minute.
Sorry.
Basically, they're charging him because they're claiming it was like a legal bribe or something with the campaign. Oh, I need to go look at the legal terminology. They're basically saying he used campaign funds to bribe her.
Okay, and Apex will give out
It's
funding
used
money
to
to Biden and
funds.
all the other Democrats and all that other shit. So I mean, like, there's bribing in different ways. Same thing, like I said, there's different ways to get, pay for shit.
It's not illegal. If I donate $30 to Donald Trump today, it's not illegal. If
Yeah.
But it's still a bribe, though.
me and AB could start a political PAC tonight and donate $60 to Donald Trump. It's not illegal. That PACs do that all the time. I mean, they always do that. That's how power
Yeah,
money.
and a lot of packs
Yeah,
are from other
yeah, all right,
countries
all right.
funding
Hold
into
on,
our
wait a minute,
system.
brothers. Wait a minute. Let's let Namer get in. What's going on, Namer?
What's up, Namer?
Hey, dude, how y'all love? My, you guys have a very
So
lively debate
Neymar.
going up in here, brother. Hey, what's up, man? My, you have a very lively debate going on up in here, huh, AB? Over
Yep,
the verdict. And it's just fresh off the press. Come on, man. By the
yep.
way, if he does have the debate,
Hey,
if they do have it, if they do, push on with the, press forward with the debate between him and Biden, everybody get your like what you call get your cots as well as your snacks because at
Yeah,
some point, and
I'm
also
gonna have
make
my
sure you got
popcorn
some
ready.
laptops or tablets because it's gonna get boring. It's gonna be like watching a bunch of overgrown toddlers go at it like last time. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
That's fair enough.
Well,
Yeah, fair enough.
mhm.
I mean, it was like that last time. You're right.
well, as I said it earlier in the show, now you have a choice between a dementia patient and a convicted felon. Take your pick.
Well, like I said,
Both
it's
are senior citizens.
yeah, both are senior
Yeah.
Well,
citizens,
oh wait,
both
wait.
have
You're right, Naaman.
education.
My apologies. Let me rephrase that. You have a choice between an old racist dementia patient or an old convicted felon. Take your pick.
Yeah.
Old
Yes,
rapist
But the
convicted
old
felon.
convicted felon could still ride a bike perfectly fine.
Yeah, well,
So I'm just
okay.
saying, I think I'm gonna pick that guy.
We'll see
yeah, I
what
don't think
happens.
anybody and nobody, I mean, who you vote for, why you vote for them is just not that big a deal. AB's show is not who you're voting for. He's literally asking a question. I literally, if he wants to, he can go listen to that young lady talk because she's an actual law student. And yes, there were lawyers saying it was the trial was, it didn't matter what those lawyers thought because the trial was happening. And the lawyers that were actually in that courtroom following were like, Trump's attorneys are getting crushed in here. They're not doing very well. And it didn't matter who you were listening to. It was they were all coming back reporting the same thing. And I would have thought Trump would have taken the stand. But but his defense, he doesn't have to legally. So and he's now convicted and he gets a right to an appeal. They've already started to file that process. So we have to wait and see if this next court up here's the appeal. If
You
something
know,
went wrong, if evidence was held out or they thought could have changed something, they'll appeal it. He'll have his hearing and appeal. That's fine. That's part of the
yeah,
legal process.
yeah. Just a minute,
But
fellas.
do
I
you
got.
think?
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got 30 watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the Cash App. Support the show. Hit the Super Chat. Support the show. Okay, continue.
Mm. All things considered, I mean, anything could happen because remember, let's factor in also the age of both men
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because at any day either one of them could kick the bucket. I don't
Yeah.
care how robust, how frail one looks, or how robust the other one appears. At any time, you can see that one of them just passed on from natural cause or whatnot. And I doubt both of them. And we talk about the health of one of them. Trust and believe the other one's health is not actually in peak condition. His waistline more than says it. His gut says it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, older men will tell you, that gut, especially when it comes to your romance life, is the biggest hindrance, the biggest obstacle. You got to get rid of that gut weight in order, for everything to function right. Otherwise, you're just
Yeah.
gonna have a lot of.
Hmm.
I mean, how you supposed to work? How you work? You can't be like a certain star named Ron Jeremy, and think you can just still perform while you still not have that gut. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And that's how I was
Mm-mm.
kind of.
Ron
That's why I kind of
Jeremy.
made that. That's why I kind of made that whole reference point too. It's just earlier saying like, hey man, I don't know what is he really getting like paying her to shut up about. I didn't know about the whole bribery, like the bribery thing. I'm just saying like, hey man, maybe like some people want to put an NDA because hey, maybe he got a small dick or some shit. Maybe he don't want the world to know about his tiny penis. He
Oh,
don't want
okay.
her to blab
What if
about it
there's
or
a
some
tape?
shit. I'm just saying, and I
What
don't,
if there's
and
a
I,
tape?
exactly who gives. Honestly, if it was a tape, if it was me personally, I'm like, you know what, bitch, I will play this shit before you even use that against me. Like you ain't gonna take me down for shit.
I ain't shit for that.
I'll
I ain't
gladly
shit for
send
that.
my dick pics to the world.
Well, their problem wasn't
Because I
her.
already
Mike,
know I got technically two. Like, oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Bro.
well, their
Go ahead.
problem was
Go
Michael
ahead,
Cohen.
Craig.
Their problem was Michael Cohen going to prison and telling the IRS and the prosecutors in New York, here's what Donald Trump, here's what we did, here's his signatures. That's what this trial was about. And it just
He
so
turned
And
state's
technically,
evidence,
isn't that
didn't he?
illegal? That
uh well,
that's
yeah, he
oh
went to
now I
jail
understand
for
why
it.
he lost his bar license. Now I
Yeah, he
understand
went
why
to
he lost
jail
his bar
for it.
license because
Yeah,
that's illegal.
yes,
So
he
technically,
went to
so that
jail
Bill
for it.
Cosby, what's his name?
Hold on, bro. Let Craig finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, don't do it.
Sorry,
Try not to
my bad.
interrupt. I didn't interrupt you.
My
Um,
fault, bro.
at the end
My
of the
fault.
day,
Man.
that's what this trial was about. It was just serendipitous that it got to Stormy Daniels. It was really about Michael Cohen cooking the books, lying about it, and then part of how he got the sentence he got. They, they. I mean, how many times do criminals go up there and rat on somebody? That's what he did. And now he's excited about it. He's like, finally justice. And then, look, the judge could sentence Trump to 100 hours of probation. I mean, or maybe nothing. He may not do nothing to him, give him a big old fine. But at the end
Yeah,
of
He
the
might
but
get
day,
suspended
they were able
sentence.
to. What now?
Can they throw that out?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, name was say.
Of course, he doesn't
I
have to give
said,
him a sentence at all.
I said
It's
he
in
could
his,
give him a suspended sentence, given his age and everything. Is what I
well,
said.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
He may not give him anything, but
yeah,
it doesn't matter. He still comes back in for sentencing, and if he goes to jail, he goes to jail. But I highly doubt he will go to jail. He will probably get a huge fine, and
Can I ask a
hopefully,
question?
yeah. I don't think he's going to jail.
Question. No. I want to ask a question about like, isn't that technically illegal? Shouldn't they throw out whatever evidence they got from that guy because technically that's going against the law and everything. Like they got that. I mean,
No,
that's
no.
no,
I
illegal.
don't.
they
Wait a
signed
minute.
proffers. They signed proffers, and same thing that happened before Trump's impeachment. One of his generals turned on Trump, and he signed up again. He was facing time, but because he signed a proffer, and basically it is, if this will lead to something else, then you will get a deal. I mean, they have it when
Isn't
sheriffs.
this like a quid pro quo? Isn't
Is it a
this like
quid
that
pro
quid
quo?
pro quo whatever?
No,
Yeah, that where
It is.
isn't that that?
COINTELPRO.
Yeah.
COINTELPRO is
Oh,
what you're saying,
Go
bro.
and
oh,
tell, bro.
until
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh,
But
my fault.
actually,
That's
but
I.
actually, actually, Jay Moore, I think the term the brother here is explaining is his co-conspirators or co-defendants. They turn state's evidence. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what they
Turn-
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, David Pecker, Michael Cohen. It was a
Your brother
bunch of other
Arkansas.
people that, yeah, they
Yeah,
turned on him. Because they
COINTELPRO
were facing,
is more associated with the FBI, not with
yeah,
district attorneys and
but you
prosecution.
can, sheriffs, district attorneys, sheriffs can cut you a deal right there on the spot. And it's like,
Right.
hey, look, I know where X, Y, and Z is. And the sheriff may let you go if they go in there and they get a good bust. It's like, all right, well,
Hey,
you
wait,
move forward.
question. I want to know about this COINTELPRO thing. Am I talking about the same thing? Because I feel like it's something like pro or something
No,
like that. It's supposed
no,
to
the
end.
term
I
No,
swear it was
means
no,
something.
we're not going to spend a lot of time on COINTELPRO.
My
Just
fault because it's just like I swear it's like it was a
look
different.
it up
You know
look
what?
it
I
up
guess
on
I
your
learned
own
something
time
new.
because
yeah. I
it's
was
going to take
explaining
too
that.
long to
Yeah,
go
Sorry.
I think I was using it differently. That's why I turned like I just realized how ignorant I was. So now I gotta
Well,
make sure what the hell I'm
again,
But
in my
going
case
back to
was the,
going back to the original topic, like I said,
yes,
just going back to the original topic, Trump was found guilty,
yes,
and we're just going to see how it plays out over the
exactly.
next few months.
Yeah, because it will start to play out, and probably by July, you'll start to see if anything's going to fall out from it at all. There's going to be some movement in your polls. The race is already pretty much neck and neck, so
Mhm.
you'll see some movement in the polls. Will the independents start to break back? We'll have to wait and see because they polled them and they were saying, yeah, if he's convicted, that could switch their vote. And again, switching the vote, meaning that they just may not show up to vote at all. They're going to vote the couch. You know,
Yeah,
so in
I
that
actually
that
talked about that earlier. That some people are going to vote for the couch,
yeah,
and
a
that's
lot of
perfectly
people out there are going
fine.
to vote for the couch, and then some people will vote down ballot and not for the like what you call it saying for two geriatric men that get They have AARP cards. I mean, that's true
Mhm.
too. So we'll just have to wait and see. And like I said, AB, about a month and a half, 2 months ago, I was on Art show. He's in the chat. Shout out to Art the Style TV. You're gonna
Yeah.
have
Assalamu
to really
alaikum, Art.
wait until
Oh,
late July, August
mhm.
before you start getting a picture of what the electorate's going to start doing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
right before football
This
season,
is a long, arduous process. A campaign
yeah,
is long and arduous because people forget. And TNC, you can vouch for me on this one. The first, it's usually a race of attrition trying to get the nomination for either party.
mhm.
And the DNC and RNC, have they had their conventions yet?
No, they
Have
haven't.
they had when are
No,
they
no,
supposed to have the
no,
conventions?
no. Trump doesn't even have a VP yet picked. So no, I don't. I
Yeah,
think they have
there's
where they're going
chaos
to
on his
handle
end.
that, but I don't think
Hmm.
they have had a convention yet.
Yeah,
No, in
so
fact, I just heard
Honestly,
some
I'm waiting
news.
for that
Hold
debate.
on, wait a minute. I just heard some news about their convention. Apparently the Democrats are going to do their convention online now.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Yo, that's some
Seems
bullshit.
to
They
be.
really running away from Chicago.
Aren't they
They
like
don't
Well,
3
want to
years too
get
late for that?
protested. And
yeah, that's part of it.
wait, say it
Yeah,
again.
no,
Okay.
that's part of it.
Yeah, the
They can't
optics.
they can't have a event anywhere without getting protesters. So I'm not surprised they've moved it to online.
Yeah,
Hmm.
me either. That makes sense because you can control the optics. So, but people have the
And
And
right to protest.
less requirement for security, unless cyber. But then again, cybersecurity will be at the utmost.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah. There's each one of these parties has issues. So,
And they're
yeah.
and I don't like the fact that they're hiding from the public.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
annoying.
excuse me, but I
Oh,
never got a chance to finish my point. By the way,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, Kramer.
yeah, my point was like I said, this campaigns are long and arduous processes, and like they're getting the nomination. That's you're weeding out everybody. It's basically who lasts the longest until somebody quits, till everybody quits. Who's the sole survivor? And in
Mhm.
both cases, you have to go as far to the extreme as you can, and then to earn the nomination. And then when you get when you get that nomination, you have to try to get back to like somewhere relevantly to the center to attract as many voters as possible, because a lot of undecideds and most of America is somewhere in the middle for the most part,
Yeah.
politically wise. And you understand that both parties are going to have their issues regarding trying to bring everybody in, but you have so many people on both sides who are pretty disillusioned with the choices they have. I mean, especially a lot of younger people. I mean, look at Congress. Look at not and also like for most voters at their state level, even county level, the legislative bodies, lawmakers over there. What is the average age of most of them? What generations are most of them in?
Hmm.
That's why a lot of
Well,
Gen Z, some
yeah.
people are pretty tuned out when you think about it.
Well, they got Gen Z's got to get involved in the local body politic. If
Hmm.
which is easier said than done, I know, but it's just something that they're gonna have to. They want things to change. I want to make that clear. If that
Hmm.
generation wants things to change, because whether people because who else thought that way? Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. She ran
Was a
against some
millennial.
old fogey because she didn't feel that he was speaking to her generation, and she beat him. But the process that you just said, the hey, look at these people in office. They're not speaking about what's important to
Hmm.
me and my generation. That was her
Hmm.
whole thing to go out and register, get all the paperwork done, and then had to walk around and talk to people. And it worked for her. It
Yeah.
It
did
worked for
work
her.
for her. So again,
I
that's just
can
part
think
of
of
our
another
process.
example actually. I can
Huh?
actually think of someone. I can think of a millennial who also got elected into office.
Hmm.
For the one of the districts of he became a member of the House in Congress in one of the districts in Denver.
Hmm.
Mm.
His name is John Magoo's. He served like a while. He served a couple terms, then
Yeah,
left.
I got 34 watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the cash app, support the show. Hit the super chat, support the show.
No, because the easiest thing for anybody to do is identify an issue. The harder
Hmm.
thing is to do something about it. So
Sure.
that's why I love that movie, that Star Trek movie, when Pike says to I think it was Pike or whoever it was, said to Kirk, your father saved X amount of people, including yours and your mother's, and I dare you to try to do better. And
Yep.
it's easy to try to just sit back and say, well, this was wrong, and this was wrong. Like AB said,
Yeah, that
Trump
was
has, yeah, go ahead.
because I am a Trekkie. That was the modern reboot of Star Trek.
Yeah, and it was a great line because he
Wow.
was very, because he was basically saying you
Mhm.
can sit around and complain, bleeding from your nose like Kurt was, or he's like, yeah, you can have your own command in 4 years. So it's
Yep.
just you do something about it. And yeah, I mean, there's United States has two allies in fighting in wars because of what happened to them. The Ukraine did not invade Russia. Russia invaded the Ukraine. If Hamas
Twice.
attacked Israel, people
Hmm.
people keep forgetting about that. How women were gang raped. Okay, they were, and this was part
Those
of this is
stories
now
have
part
been
of the
debunked.
That's
yeah,
not true. That
this is
was
part of the
actually spread
UN.
around.
Those
That was
People
stories
actually
have
have
been
what
debunked.
Well,
happened.
let me
People were
finish,
kidnapped,
baby.
taken in. Your
This is
hostages,
yeah, they took
That
hostages.
now,
The UN
they
has
did take
recognized.
hostages.
yeah,
I'm not
yes,
denying that, but the
and they
grape
kill
stories
people.
and
this,
the baby beheading stories, those have been debunked.
Well, I didn't say
yeah,
that. I didn't
exactly.
say that.
And
I said that there
but
was
you kind of
response.
and you kind of what's it called? Alluded to it.
Well, alluded. Okay, well, I'm sorry if you
Well,
interpreted
Now, to be
that.
fair, all right, to be fair to Craig though, this is warfare, and I'm sure there was some grape going on.
Well, no,
Yes,
the UN
yeah,
has confirmed it.
but the way how they make it seem is like we don't know about what's going on in Israel about this whole entire what they do to their prisoners and what they do to these
all right.
kids and they
Hmm.
The
pedophiles
problem is
will go
though,
over there.
the it,
Well, it doesn't matter. Israel has tactical nukes, so if they wanted to commit
So
genocide,
so it's okay
they
for
would have
them to
done
do all of that stuff so it's okay for them to do all of that stuff they're doing to the Palestinians.
it.
All these
Yeah,
Well,
white
war
folks
is
technically,
that
hell.
magically pop up
let
over
me
there.
explain something here.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me
Hold
let
on,
me
hold on.
stop
Let
everybody
me
here for
take
a
this
minute.
on head on. One, war is
uh,
hell. The first rule of war, the first casualty is innocence. There are no innocent people in war. If AB is a high value target,
Can you say that
then
again?
I'm
You kind
just
of cut
going
out.
to go. You interrupted me
no,
again. Shut the hole under your nose. It's getting boring.
okay,
It's getting boring.
keep going.
But at the end of the day, you kill high value targets. That's what's happening. Unfortunately, these high value targets are like the Cylons on Battlestar Galactica. They're hiding amongst the public. So, unfortunately, because of what Hamas did, other people are getting, taken out. And it's unfortunate.
So are you gonna forget that Israeli people came from Europe and invaded
Oh my God,
Palestine
what does
and
that have to
did
do
all
with
this shit? Are we
anything?
going?
I mean, was this
This
a
all
history? Are
started
you just
from
going to give
that,
a history lesson? Is that who you are? You just want to give a history
but
lesson.
that is the beginning. That is the beginning, sir.
Jay Moore, excuse me, Jay Moore, if I may.
Yes. Mhm.
Given the fact that I have my own ilk in that area, in that part of the world, I can tell you, me personally, I've become pretty much apathetic to both sides.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And for good reason. I mean,
Okay.
first of all, we're black. We're black, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mhm.
understand that? Okay, let me
Yes.
explain
Of
something to
course.
you. As somebody who grew up in the Arab world, I can tell you this right now. Excuse me, AB, but
Mhm.
I have to use these terminologies because people need to be aware of what these words mean as black folks.
Okay.
You can put
Oh, you
on
mean that Abu Barbie?
abud.
Yeah, that word. Yeah, I know.
You know what that word is?
Oh yeah, they just basically their word for the N word for us
It actually, no, the actual meaning is
or
slave,
worse.
but there are other. It means slave because if you forget, the Arabs have a history of slavery that goes longer than the Atlantic slave trade,
Mhm.
brother. So, and not to
Mhm.
mention, Arabs have a tendency to look down at black people, especially those of us from across the Red Sea from them, of like my own ilk.
We'll get back on
Even
topic in
though,
a minute.
Mhm.
so I will get back on topic. I will get, sorry. The small hats, however, you can put on the small hat and wear the Israeli flag, but they're still going to call you a similar word. It's called kushi, which actually means Kushite or blackface. They have their because you have to understand We're talking about two different societies who have anti-black racism. Ask the Beta Israel, the Ethiopian Jews, what that's like. So ask Black Arabs, many who are descendants of slaves, what it's like to be what it's like racism at the hands of both sides. Both Black communities have dealt with it. African migrants who live in these countries, who live in the Arab world or in Israel, they tell you they deal with stuff like this a lot. So
Yeah.
me being active, so I
Let him.
understand, but like I said, what TNC is saying is valid. Jane Moore, you are valid, but you have to understand both sides are trying to speak of this. What did I
We
say?
got the master teacher in the building. What's going on, BGS?
Hey, what's going
Fall
on,
in
folks?
line, bow to the master.
Can y'all hear me? Can you
Hey,
hear
Yeah,
me?
we do.
BGS. How you doing?
Like great
What
podcast
did I say?
earlier today.
Good evening, everybody. Quincy
Getting back to the topic.
What's
Your
up,
thoughts
Andre?
on
One time, y'all.
getting back to the topic at hand. Your thoughts on them convicting Trump? I'm not really
Well,
surprised.
they finally got him, man, on something, right? They've been 2 years trying to get it done, and they finally got it done. And I kind of figured they would. So, thing is, how much was it impact him? Because what hush money, really? Come on. After
Yeah,
all,
that's kind of my point. Like, I don't really care. He paid her off. Not really, but
not really. Yeah, no, if this is the best you can do after what 4 trials and how many indictments, this is the best you can do.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
my opinion.
the funny part is, I heard after the verdict came out, his donation site shut down because they had so much traffic. So
Well, the thing is, because this is obvious, man. If you really, I mean, there are, all presidents. I don't care who you are. If you're have you been a president or you've been a presidential candidate, you got plenty of dirt that you have done, right? Okay.
yeah,
The thing is, you're connected to a whole bunch of other people. So, and this is all that you guys have. This is it. Okay. Everybody knew about this 10 years ago. Okay. This
yeah.
is
And
it.
if he paid
But
her off, he paid her off. So what? We
Yeah,
don't
I
really
don't.
care. I don't really care.
Well, like I said, he didn't get convicted because he paid her off. It was all the other stuff. The payoff thing was just serendipitous. That's all that was. That was just serendipitous.
so
So that was just fruit from
Yeah,
the
but
other parts of the tree. That's
this
all.
is par for the course for just about any politician. This is
Yep,
it. This is all you got.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. It's not that important. It doesn't seem that big of a deal at
It's
all to
so
me.
what are
It just seems like they want to just use that to slander his
so the
name.
Republicans gonna dig into Hunter Biden's laptop now,
Which is
I
which
guess.
they should.
which
That
they
Yeah,
that
should,
his trial starts in
which they
2 weeks.
should. Yeah, but nobody's
Yeah.
gonna touch that. Okay. The
Same
thing
thing
is,
for
isn't
that
that why the
Epstein
whole
list.
reason
I'm still waiting for
everybody,
that.
everybody's got dirt, and this is the best that you can do. You think this is, you think unless you can put him in jail, okay, unless you put him in jail in prison, you haven't really done anything.
I agree. I don't think they're putting him in. AB over saying that we don't think he's going to get put in prison. But it is an option for that judge. We just both are just saying of our opinion that we don't think he'll get put in jail.
Well, AB, like interesting enough, like I actually heard about this earlier. I was watching like a completely unrelated stream that had nothing to do with any of this shit.
Okay, so it had
Or,
nothing to do with
or
this shit. So why you bringing it up?
no, I'm saying that's the reason how I found out about this whole thing,
Oh,
which led to me like looking into it further. So the dude was like actually covering it. Like he randomly ended up covering it. But
yeah. Remember when I told you, AB, right after January 6th, if he runs again, this is what he's going to face?
yes, you did say that. You warned us. BGS was
well,
right. I
well,
know this
AB,
hurts the feelings, but
Yeah.
well, AB, amongst like the people that I seen covering it earlier,
Mm-hmm.
Butthurt Blue and Paint Drying, even they don't really have faith in Trump going to jail or like him being down for the count.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think he's going to jail either. AB's initial question was Trump got convicted,
mhm.
so what's next? And he kind of went into why he got convicted. I simply said, "Hey, that young lady that does podcasts with lead attorney AB to the seventh power. She actually was reading off the charge sheet,
Mm-hmm.
and she just kept saying they have receipts, they have vouchers, and they have I
Mhm.
forgot what else she was saying.
Uh-huh.
Receipts, vouchers and checks. Well, that's your paper trail.
Okay.
And that's what got him. Now, and then the other testimony with Pecker, and that's the guy's name. I'm not just making that up. That's his name. And
Okay.
Michael Cohen
Mm-hmm.
telling them exactly how the quote books got cooked because he went to prison for it. That's ultimately what got him. But he has a right to an appeal. It's his constitutional right. And if something got left out or something was wronged or he didn't get what they feel is a fair trial, the appellate court will hear the case. That's I don't.
They were going to get him on something. Okay. There's no way you can be that rich and be that influential and you don't have dirt. It's impossible for you
I
not to.
agree. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fact is, do they want you bad enough to actually take you through this process to get you? And they want to be bad enough. They could have got him on this crap, 7 years ago when he was running the first time.
Yeah, I agree.
So why
And
now?
Like I said, Alvin Bragg is the same guy that
Yeah.
prosecuted Jonathan Majors, and that was bullshit.
It's
So,
bullshit.
yeah,
And plus, this doesn't even seem that bad at all. Like compared to other people doing some stuff. Like, oh yeah, he paid off somebody, to not talk to other people. I'm like, okay, is it really that big of a deal? Other people do that too. I'm not saying it's right or anything, but still, it's just like everybody else does that.
But okay, since they can't stop him from running, short of putting him in jail, okay, all they really did, most people see this as bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, and
in fact, most of
Exactly.
all the people that didn't like the Democrats in the first place are going to like them even less about this bullshit.
Yeah, so nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
I've been saying that for a long time. It doesn't matter what Biden says on XYZ, because if you weren't going to vote for him, it doesn't matter what he says. And the same with Trump. If you don't like him, you're not going to vote for him. So what changed? Well, maybe some of the independents break back. We don't know. And I was just saying to BGS, we won't know till after that the polling in July really comes out, because that's the sandwich poll, because you've gone through the economy of the summer.
Yeah.
People are coming back from vacation. We're right in front of football season. So that's when your polls will start. Your electorate will kind of start taking a soft shape. But that's why I haven't really talked about politics a whole lot.
And then on top of that, you actually running a convention virtually. Instead of doing it live, okay, that shows
exactly. Just spit in my face. Go
ahead. Say it again.
No, but they're having the. I heard about that earlier, that they're having the convention online instead of in person.
Yeah, because he can't campaign.
Yeah.
Well, on top of the fact they can't go anywhere without getting protesting.
That's the whole thing. You're going to have to get protested. You think you going being online is going to help your cause? Protesting is about getting eyeballs. Okay.
Yep.
That's what protesting is about. Protesting is not about, unless you having a full scale, and burning down the freaking city. Protesting is about eyeballs. Okay. You don't need that anymore. You needed that, back in '68, with the Chicago protests and riots at the Democratic convention. You might have had that, right? Okay. You probably need eyeballs. You don't need that shit anymore. Okay.
Yeah. I don't disagree. AB wrote that tonight. I'm like, I didn't even know that, but this is
just a coincidence. Okay, we decided to do it online instead of live, just because right after Trump gets convicted, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah. No, that's like I said, that's fishy.
It's convenient, very convenient,
very fishy,
very convenient.
Yeah, Captain D's fish right there.
Yeah. But
fish is someone you know what.
And I've been telling other folks it's going to come down to the economy. This is pretty much bread and butter as far as who you're going to vote for, right? And and I can tell you the Democrats have not done themselves a favor these past couple of years as far as economic policies. Okay, they haven't done themselves any favors. Okay, 2 wars don't help.
Yeah,
BGS. The perfect scene for this thing for the Democrats right now. Remember Saving Private Ryan and the dudes getting stabbed and choked by the Nazi, like
Hmm.
slowly, like he was trying to fight back and it's going in.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what the like Democrats are right now, trying to push the knife off, but it's like, nah, you're gonna die.
This harkens back to President Johnson in 1968 at the Democratic Chicago convention.
LBJ.
The LBJ, yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost the
Oh
same thing.
wow.
Yeah.
You
By the
miss
by the way, I
the
got 60
economic
watching.
policies, and you get economic policy, and you got wars going on. Almost the same stuff. The only thing is that what Biden is not doing that the LBJ did was escalate.
Mm. Yeah. By the way, I got 60 watching.
Mm.
Like, share, subscribe. Hit the cash app, support the show. Hit the super chat, support the show. But
Put some respect on the man's like button, y'all.
yeah,
Give
put
this
some
Yes.
respect
man what
on
he
my
needs
like
for
button.
a
What'd
new
you say, BJ?
laptop.
Put some respect on my like button.
With some spec on the like button, but
Oh, by
say
the way, BJ,
yes,
my
sir.
question to you, sir.
Hmm.
Regardless of who comes out the victor of the election, what are the chances we could have a repeat of January 6th?
Repeat. You're not going to get that, man. Under no circumstances. Them 30. When Biden came in, he put them 30,000 troops on the ground for his
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Inauguration.
swearing inauguration. Okay,
Hmm.
letting you know this shit ain't gonna happen because the next time you try that some kind of crap, they will call in the National Guard. There will be troops on the ground. Try it again.
Good. Good.
Yep.
Okay. Good. I appreciate your answering my question, but I
Yeah.
just needed to ask that
They
question.
they they they,
Hope you
they
can
let
understand
you
that.
know they let you get your rocks off one time because they didn't think it was gonna be that serious. Turned out to be a
Mm-hmm.
lot more serious than it actually turned out to be. You ain't gonna get a second
Yeah.
shot at that shit. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it got way out
BGS.
of control. Yeah.
Yeah, BGS. Regarding your stream earlier,
Hmm.
fuck them,
Oh.
fuck them.
Uh. Uh.
Let them, let them talk to themselves.
Basically, and I said this like 2 years ago, especially when Passport Bros, even before Passport Bros got really hot, right? I
Yeah.
said at
Hmm.
this point, who cares what black women what their standards are, who they want to date, blah blah blah. They're irrelevant. Okay, there's what 20 million black women, adult black women in the United States. There's 4 billion women across the planet. They're not even relevant for the most part.
Well, I agree.
Oh,
That's why I thought what Officer Charles said I thought was very poignant was you just have some men out here who just don't want to let it go, who don't want to let
Good,
you go.
good.
And because the numbers are the numbers and the men
yep.
are going where they're going to go. Lions follow the cattle. They don't just stay in one place. Say, "Well, gee whiz, I
The
wonder what's
herd.
going to come down here."
Well,
Um,
if from now on, man, I'm telling you,
I mean,
the cats coming to complain about American black women, I'm gonna say, shut the fuck up.
There you go.
it's that, and you
I'll
know what?
second
If
that.
they want to look, if they want to hold on to the Titanic, go down with the ship. That's their fault. I'm gonna be on the goddamn
If
Orco's
if
life raft in a dress. I don't give a fuck.
if you
That's
like
about
wrestling,
that.
if you like
Yep.
wrestling with Klingons, you like wrestling with Klingons. Go for it, boss.
Hey, speaking of which, I
Hmm.
was on TikTok the other day, BGS, and
Hmm.
I think I hurt this simp's feelings. He was
Uh-oh.
talking great. He was talking crazy, talking about, and well, men need to do this, men do that, and I just wrote, this is all I wrote in the chat.
Uh,
That's sip talk, and this dude, he went. I'm just not even gonna mince words. He went whole bitch. He turned into a whole bitch on me.
okay,
You bitch ass,
okay. The thing is, I always
you
ask,
are.
why
No,
do
hold
you?
on, wait a minute, wait a
Okay,
minute,
go
wait a
ahead,
minute.
go ahead.
He actually compared me to Mister off of Color Purple. I was like,
Okay,
I was like, really?
okay, yeah. It's
I
all.
was cracking up. I was like, really?
It's
I don't know.
all day in a bag of chips, right? You better have my ice water, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
It ain't cold enough.
Uh, well, yeah, they did
You
a
know what would be funny,
movie.
BJ?
One
If
time,
all of this
But
stuff,
this is a
I was
dude
just saying
talking
this.
about this. And he was like, man, I'm married. Married, I could get with. Yeah. I
man.
was like, okay, bro. I was like,
You don't sound happily married to me.
I
You ain't
believe it
happily
was
married.
yeah, I ain't never had a happily married man come at me like that.
Oh, well, you're not happily married. Misery loves company. Okay.
Now,
Yeah, it's true. But who else
Oh,
trying
by
to
the
get
way,
in?
AB, was me. AB, first of all, regarding what you just said about that first on TikTok, well, there's a first time for everything, right? First time you ever had an unhappily married man come at you like that, that's ridiculous. But I do believe it was, who was it? One of the ancient Greek philosophers said, if a man is happily married, he's a happy man. If a man is unhappily married, he becomes a philosopher.
That's true. He has to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because he has to ponder about things.
Well,
Unfortunately, we don't have.
you have to become content with your misery. That's the philosopher. Okay.
Ooh, I like that. That's
Mm.
interesting. I like
How
that.
do you know? I'm a philosopher. How you think I know?
Yeah.
You've been content.
That's
Well, you've been
good.
content with your misery,
But
sir.
Yeah.
what
So
I say,
yes,
but let
point
me be
taken.
clear. When I say, and I know we get off topic now, but it's my show. But let me clear. When I say fuck them, at this point, like you said, BJS, there's no point of just, there's no point. They're irrelevant.
The one thing why I love disease, they have
Yeah.
their own fuckery.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Just give me just a second. But
They
go.
have they have their own fuckery, but why I love disease is because they have mastered the art of not giving a fuck, right? I don't need to do shit. Okay. I don't care what a good man needs to do, what a bad man needs to do. I don't need to do shit. Why do I need to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Man need
What's
to
the
do what a
payoff?
man need to do. Why do I need to do it? Well, the man
Yeah.
just need
Like
to
a
do it.
particular.
No, I don't. I don't need to do nothing. All I need to do is be born, live, and die. That's it.
Well, and I think BGS is to add to that, as long as you have black men saying what and doing these trash ass reaction videos
Okay.
instead of saying why,
Hmm.
they'll never again, the women want to keep black men in an arrested development because that's how they get their butter biscuits. And
Yeah.
I thought everybody knew that by now. They have a proxy to keep black men in an arrested development.
Yeah.
So if the
Eh,
men get out of that, the butter biscuits start to go away. That's
Yeah.
really what you're seeing in real time right now. And with BGS, you brought up a couple years ago, there was
Uh
going to
huh.
have to be a shift in
How do you,
in
how
atmosphere. Yeah,
how do you change the
yeah,
mindset of an indoctrinated population? Right.
yeah.
It's
And
very
then we had a
difficult.
pandemic.
Yeah. And so the black manosphere is slowly but surely changing the indoctrination of how black men think. That's what you're here for. People don't
One
understand
Yeah.
that.
black man at a time.
Sometimes it is way. Sometimes it is that way. Okay, you got an accelerant with COVID and with Kevin, but thing is, it's still a long term process, man. It's really difficult to change the worldview of somebody who's been indoctrinated since they were since they were a baby. It's
Yeah,
not
Yeah.
that easy.
no, I mean
And it's
I
difficult for
agree.
some people to, and it's difficult for some people to accept that indoctrination because that's all they have. That's all they know. And when you,
You're from Africa, right? Okay, you know
correct,
about you know about the tying the elephant, baby's elephant uh, uh, ankle to a tree that it can't get away from, right? They get
correct,
indoctrinated to where you can have a 10-ton elephant tied to a tree and with a
hmm
little tiny rope, okay? Because it
yeah,
believes that it can't escape, it can't go anywhere because it's been indoctrinated from a small baby. Okay, same
correct.
thing with a human being. Okay, how
And
do
that's in
you
India,
shift?
by the way.
Well,
That's in South Asia mostly, but I hear what you're saying.
you have from last I heard, you got Africans in East Africa, elephants in East Africa, if I'm not
Yeah, we
mistaken.
still do.
Oh, well,
It's been centuries since
tell me,
we were elephants.
tell me if it's not true. Okay.
No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not disagreeing with you, sir. I'm just
Okay.
saying, I'm just saying the placement we talked about because last time I checked, people use elephants for certain labors in Asia mostly, not in Africa.
Oh,
Most
yeah,
of those
that's
are war elephants, but I
yeah.
see your
It
point,
seemed
sir.
like it's more like Indians and stuff like that. That's where
Yeah.
were doing that. Because
My
remember, they even
apologies,
trained the
sir,
elephants
but
to
I
squeeze
have
the
to give the
head.
pushback. Yeah. But as you were saying,
Yeah, in other words, it's the same thing with human beings. Trying to shift consciousness, man, over a long
mhm,
period of time. It takes a long time, man. It takes a long
very
time.
long time, and some people may not make the
Yeah.
journey
You're not
completely.
gonna shift some chicks and
We've tried to change the consciousness of black women, and we have been sorely unsuccessful in doing that shit, man. Because the
Hmm
only hope was maybe if the environment changes enough that they will change their get down, change their mojo, change their stance, and I don't think they can. It's not a matter of if they want to. I think sometimes they want to. I don't think they can.
Yeah, I don't think they know how.
Yo, BJ,
I truly
yo,
don't think they know
BJS.
how. So,
Hmm.
Right now, you should get another thing. Like for your your Dusty Dance thing. Get
Hmm.
like Let It Burn. Get just Let It Burn,
Oh
like
no
from
no
Usher.
oh no
That's
no
gonna be
no
your
By
thing. So
by
they
the
oh
play
no
it.
no no no
no.
oh no no oh no no we ain't enough
Oh,
trouble
the
with that.
copyright.
No, not even copyright.
Oh, the copyright.
Oh no,
Oh,
no. No, we're in enough trouble already.
You know
Yeah.
what, BJ? I just have to do this for
You
you,
think
sir.
Homeland Security's on us right now?
Oh,
I
yeah.
let it burn. Okay.
Oh yeah, I see what you're
Right.
saying. Yeah. We didn't
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
so sorry. I didn't mean
No,
that.
that's okay. It's okay. I'm
You
just
know,
explaining
I
to
was
you
about to say.
how come
I understand the
it's a good
sentiment, but
idea.
yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that one. Okay, not in this
Yeah.
environment.
You got
Oh,
over
okay.
60 people listening who you don't. Those, some of that is homeland.
No,
I'm sorry.
if I start doing it, it starts catching on. Then the black manosphere will be wiped.
Oh yeah.
In other words,
Yeah.
the Z's already don't want to
They,
do anything. You know, in other words, they let it rot. Stuff they're spending trillions of dollars trying to overcome all that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff will get you landed in jail, just like Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
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 Hey,
My
Iggy,
fault.
I'm
I
gonna
didn't
jump
think
off there,
that deep
brother.
about that, but that's dang.
Yeah, I know you guys don't think that deep. I have to. Okay,
Hey,
BJ will
Yeah.
Thank you,
jump
this
off there.
BGS.
this is
have a
not a
good
But
game.
one.
Okay, you guys think this is all fun and games. It's not a game. Okay, it seems that way.
No, it's not.
Oh
Not a
no.
game.
But
Go ahead.
yeah. You, I was trying to. I was listening to chicks. I was like, like that old nigga's that old nigga's really starting to kick in because I'm just like, I don't care. Go away.
Oh yeah,
Just don't.
it's past
I
40.
don't
Yeah,
care anymore. Like go away. Okay, you're not interested. You don't
yeah.
like me. Fine. Go away. What you bothering me for?
That's why you just all ages, man. It's going all the way back to that's why I showed you the Polly Murray thing. Okay, even though
Yeah.
she was queer and all that kind of stuff. In fact, we're gonna start. I had to start my academics actually looking into her, man, because a lot of that stuff that we call intersectional feminism and emerging uh, 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 gay rights, female rights with civil rights. Okay, that was Polly
Hmm.
Murray.
Hmm.
That's
Okay.
that's how come all the white women looked up to her because she's the original Jane Crow that merged
Uh,
feminism and civil rights together from that 1965, 64, 65 paper.
okay.
Okay, so
Um.
Yeah.
To answer your question, probably not.
probably not what.
You said them folks in the, do you think those folks in the hill are going to act up? I think he's referring to
Oh no. I think I remember I was telling you guys right before he got inaugurated, man, when he had 30,000 troops on the ground, right? Okay,
Hmm.
that wasn't about them doing something or protecting him. It's about sending a message. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That okay, yeah, okay, we let you guys act a fool and cut up and embarrass us in front of the whole world, okay? Because
Hmm.
that's embarrassing to see your Congress, the most powerful country in the world, your Congress hiding in the basement, okay? It's
Getting
Right.
stormed
embarrassing.
like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
by
you never.
by some yahoos, okay? So
Hmm.
like I said, y'all don't. You guys don't really know who this guy is, okay? You guys, he smiles and he acts like the old father and grandpa. I don't know who this guy is, okay?
No,
He doesn't play, okay? He
he
literally showed you
is.
who he was, okay?
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
that's why I try. That's why I try to watch what I say, even about his vice president. Bless her heart. But
mhm.
yeah.
Well, I finally found out. It took a while. And DC could have told me that from the beginning who she's attached to, which is why she's vice president. She's Soros's woman, okay?
Oh yeah.
Same thing with Swami, whatever his name, Vivek.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, I'm Swami. It's a Soros guy, okay? And
Oh,
Nikki Haley
Oh.
is a Koch woman, okay? Koch
oh,
brothers woman, yeah.
So
Coke.
that's why he's so bold in his statements. Okay.
So what I'm saying is, in my opinion, these people are being
Hmm.
set up not for this election, but for future elections.
Hmm.
Oh. Yeah, because you asked the question, who's propping
Yeah,
these Indian people up, and
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
well, you got
yeah,
your answer. Okay.
yeah. And the thing is, I have an opinion why, okay? But the thing
Hmm.
is, we have to see. I think it's an informed opinion, but the thing is, it's still just
Yeah,
speculation.
yeah. Is there something we need to talk about
Yeah.
behind the wall?
Oh, not really, because I mean, it's pretty apparent. It's just speculation. I have no proof one way or the other what they're going for. But the thing is, the way what's pointing towards that is that if in 20 years, basically, it's going to be a majority people of color nation. Okay, so
Yeah,
who
on
you gonna
top of the
put?
fact they're going to have to
so,
play nice with
so BGS.
China eventually.
So what?
On
We
top
just
of the
what?
fact let me finish. I'll let you go. On top
Yeah,
of
I
the
was
fact they're
letting
going to
him
have to play
finish.
nice with China and India eventually.
That has less to do with it than what is going to happen inside the United States.
Okay,
Okay.
but go ahead, brother.
Oh, I was just gonna say, so BTS. So basically, what America is doing is like, with black people going to Africa and stuff again, but this is 2.0. Is they don't trust us, so now they're bringing up and other people are doing whatever the hell to avoid this stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that they're going to pick. Well, they have to find a face to put on it. Okay,
Hmm.
Hmm.
to put a face to put on this whatever. In my opinion, this is my opinion. I have nothing to nothing solid to actually ground this on. But the thing is, it might be less than that. You're importing people like crazy, right? And they're not
Hmm.
white.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
basically
But
white pop. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, shout out to my man Adrian. Some of us stay in the showers for a reason.
Yeah.
True.
2019, the white population peaked out in 2019. It's on its downhill slide, right? They hit their death cross as far as more people dying as far as white is concerned versus people white babies being born, right? Okay, so their
Hmm.
population is descending rapidly. Okay, and
Whoa.
if they can't control this not COVID, but they can't control the fentanyl, with this knocking off 120,000 of their prime white male workers every year. Okay, they got to replace
Yeah.
them with somebody. So that's how come Biden has imported basically 8 million migrants in 3 years. Okay,
And it's a huge logistical nightmare just to process them all and get them,
you, you,
uh,
you got to do what you got to do. In fact, they got to. In fact, there was just this crap in New York City where they had to close down the shelters for these migrants, right? So they got to ship them someplace else. They're not
Mm.
deporting them, but they're shipping them someplace else.
Oh, so now they're spraying them out.
Which they were have supposed to have done in the very beginning. That's how come the government of Texas wanted to shut down the border, because you're not following your plan. You're supposed to spread these people out. Okay, you can't leave
yeah,
them all in
Mm.
Texas. Okay, so when they started spreading them out, he started getting quiet. So I mean,
yeah,
you can there's pictures of border, what is it, the border
border
patrol, right?
agents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the border patrol agents just basically sitting there and watching people just come on into the country. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
but thing is, you can't tell white, the standard white person that you're importing people, because they know what it means. They already know what it means. The only people that really don't know what it means is black people.
Oh yeah.
They have
That's
no
why I
like
clue.
just told you. What's the name came out and just told the why they're doing it. What's his name? Leader of the Senate. I can't. His name.
Oh yeah, Schumer, was it Schumer?
Yeah, Schumer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know why it takes somebody the black manosphere to say something, right, for them to admit shit. Because this has been
Yeah.
going on for a while, man. And if the homeboy that's in Congress has been saying this shit for about a year and a half, man, about the budget and the shortfalls and stuff like that. And
Oh yeah.
anybody could put two and two together. And all we did was put
hmm
two and two together. Now all of a sudden everybody's admitting this shit. Come on. But
Yeah.
they
sometimes
got
it
he
just
put their backs to the wall.
we're willing we're the ones that tell us says the king has no clothes.
hmm The emperor has no clothes at all.
Yeah.
I
A
love
lot
that
of
story, by the way, growing up. But also let's not forget, like I said, it's going to be a huge undertaking just to not just get these guys processed, but also get them integrated into the society.
well, I mean, you
Because
guys are doing that
to
in
what
Europe, man.
extent?
You guys are doing that in Europe.
I am a product of that,
You're a
and it
product of
was
that.
not easy.
It's not easy. So, and
It was not easy.
they're still struggling with that, and there's always going to be pushback.
I mean, I can explain to you where I live right now. In smaller towns, you are
Hmm.
going to have a huge pushback because one thing about integration is like, they forget that the local population has a role to play, and that is they have to accept you into the fold. And
Yeah.
in some cases, they will not accept you and let you know clearly you are not welcome, and you can't integrate into a society that does
Yeah.
not welcome you. You have to relocate someplace else where they're more than willing to welcome you.
So what's going to happen when Africa actually develops and their sons and daughters go home?
Mm.
Mm.
It's gonna be interesting to see.
It's going to be
I
interesting to
remember there
see.
was like there was
Um,
a series there was a Canyon TV drama series they were piloting, talking about the roles being reversed, like it's somewhere in the future, and whites are trying to cross the Mediterranean, trying to get into the safe haven of Africa and such. They were playing this type of scenario.
There's been a few
I'm
of
not gonna
those.
find that clip.
The Day After Tomorrow. There's been a White Man's Burden. There's been
Oh, I remember
several
that
of them.
movie.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey,
but this was a
yes,
Kenyan production, sir.
One time.
But yeah,
believe it or not, I didn't plan to do the stream on Trump's guilty voter verdict. I was actually going to do a stream on Dr. Panda African. He lost his mind again. He's getting roasted on TikTok.
For what now?
Now try not to laugh. He said he made a mistake of saying, "What y'all playing video games for when your boys can't read?" And he just, I was like, "Oh
Wait,
boy,
who's playing video games? Talking about the guys?
yeah."
Okay, yeah. Well, why don't?
I
Okay,
was
why don't?
do you know what generation you talking to?
Well, the thing
This is
is,
business.
why don't you give the boys to their fathers? And they'll solve all that. How come the boys are not with their fathers? Because
Yeah,
Furious
they want
Styles,
these.
anybody?
yeah, but you talking about what you playing video games for? Your boys can't read. I was like, okay, but we don't have our. Part of the problem is we don't have our boys.
So shaming men is not going to work anymore. Like I said, Z's don't give the fine art or not giving a fuck. Z's don't
Mhm.
care.
Oh, funny story. Well, apparently, his niece don't care either. She just got married to a white man. Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, it's good. People of color. Okay, what?
Now, me personally, more power to her. I don't really care, but I
Yeah,
was like,
but the boys not being able to read. Basically, what parent is with them? Okay, the
yeah,
boys can't read.
who runs the majority of black
Who
households again?
who
Oh,
are
right,
the majority of the teachers? Who's the majority of have control of these boys? Like 80%.
the women.
Mm-hmm.
So
Black women.
the women are sitting around playing video games too.
Just
Maybe
using
Candy
it
Crush
to
on their
check
phones.
school.
Huh? Well, evidently that's who he has to be talking to.
Yeah.
These older women are really out here in competition with the
Hold on,
younger
wait a minute.
generation.
Sorry.
Okay,
No,
that's.
I'll let you listen to that because
I
I
mean,
think it might.
I've heard it before. In fact,
These older women are really.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
what's your name? The substitute teacher. What is the name? She said it on Pearl's thing, right? It said men see themselves in younger men. Older men see themselves in younger men, right?
You're right.
Older women see themselves as younger women.
Yeah.
Ah.
But I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you listen to this though because all I got to say is some of the older women on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're having a hissy fit over what this chick said. But let me let you
Out
listen
here
to
in
it.
competition with the younger generation. I'm sorry, but it has to be said. These older women who are in their 40s, 50s, even 60s want to be seen so bad and want attention that they are in competition with these younger girls. These women wasted their years, wasted their youth, and they're doing any and everything to be seen, and they're not teaching the young girls. So instead of teaching the young girls to do better, you're trying to compete with her. Now that you're getting older, you're doing things with your body, driving for attention, over sexualizing yourself at that age, all because you don't want to accept the fact that you messed up your life. They don't have husbands, which they really wanted. They're realizing that, oh, wow, I'm at an age where nobody's checking for me. The men are not checking for me at 50, 60 years old, unfortunately. They're looking at the younger women who do desire marriage, who do desire to have children, who are not just out here. So instead of, again, I'm going to try to find a way to be seen and encourage the young girls to do what I'm doing because I don't want them to surpass me. That's what's actually happening. These older women are sitting around telling the young girls, no, girl, live your life, do you, because you're intimidated by her. You don't want her to do better than you. You don't want her to have a chance. You want the chance because you see the men are looking at the girls. The men are more attractive and more desirable of the younger women. And it's sad. This is the reality of where we are. The older generation is jealous and intimidated and in competition with the younger generation, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. But
I mean,
It's
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No,
That's
go
what
ahead.
I've
No,
been
go
reminding
ahead.
all the women in my
let
family to
BTS go.
do.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Go ahead, Name.
The thing is like what she's saying is basically, um, to quote to Dante Nero, among men you have something called guy code or men's code, right? Women don't have a code. It's more like bitch politics. So women will do anything they can to undermine one another, young and old. So when they encourage each other to do some foul shit, that's just them trying to set each other up to for failure. And I see what he means about competition and everything. What this woman said about competition. The older generations just want to sabotage the next generation because they're unhappy with the world as it is. Even Ice-T said it best. He said, when a woman ain't happy, she brings nothing but pain to every fucking body around her. And that
Now wait a
quote
minute,
came
name her,
from
name her. Don't talk
Mhm.
about Vivica Fox like that. Oops, I said that out loud.
Well, Vivica Fox got something wrong with her. If you ever noticed, there's that look in her eye I noticed in some of those pictures
Yeah.
that fan put out when he was like doing a video about her saying, I'm ready to settle now. Get the
Yeah,
fuck up out of here.
yeah.
That
It's like
lady
okay. I
looks
like
like
that. Are you
vomit.
okay, sweetheart? But
She's okay. She just the thing is that they bought into the hype that their value stays the same that no matter what age that they're at, and they bought into that
oh wow,
bullshit. It's not true. Okay, they don't believe in a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Master teacher, what is the old saying again? Men are like houses, women are like cars.
yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
You know,
Women,
BTS.
go ahead.
I ran into one. I ran into like what was it called? Looking at Vivian Fox it reminded me of this. Like I ran into this 180-something-year-old, black woman, and
Hmm.
she was bad as all hell. Like I'm not even gonna lie, she was a beautiful. She still had her titties still,
Okay, yeah.
perfect. I was like, wow, and body amazing, right? I'm just
Hmm.
saying. And when I look at Vivica Fox, I'm like, damn, man, how you gonna let this chick who was broker than you look way better than your old ass at 80?
Have you ever fucked an 80-year-old woman?
No, and I'm not even on plan to. I'm just saying she still looked good enough to fuck around with. Vivica Fox
No,
looked
she
like a grown
doesn't.
up.
No, she does not. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
basically, the thing is, yeah, it's like trying to put an old car on a racetrack. Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hmm.
with new parts.
they would not, no, because it's shined up and it looks good on the outside. Guess what?
on
The
the
80 year
The
old
inside,
engine don't
don't
work
do
like
that.
it used to. There's a
Oh
couple
yeah, I know
of
that. I'm not.
a couple of spark plugs
I
missing. The
smell. I
piston
smell
shot.
old on her. No, I
Huh?
can smell
Mhm.
the oldness off of her.
Y-
That don't get it twisted. Like I can smell old folks. It was like you smell old, but I'm like, hey, you look good for an 80-something-year-old.
And Vivica has cachet as a 60-year-old woman. The thing is, she wants what she wants. The kind of guy that she wants, she can't get anymore. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If she really wanted to be valuable, it's not in how she looks. Okay. It's who she knows and what she can do for the guy. She don't want to do that shit, right? You could, if you want a younger guy or you want a guy that's up and coming, that means you have to be an
Mhm.
apprentice to that guy. Okay. And you gotta be
Mm-hmm.
accepted that
Pay
the
me.
kind of guy that you want, baby, you 60. You're not gonna be able to keep up with him. I don't care how good you look.
You don't have
Okay.
it in you.
You don't have it in you. You want a
Ask Lisa
40-year-old.
Bonet.
Oh, yeah, Lisa Bonet. What's your
Mm-hmm.
name? That married that was married to the
The
coach.
the
Yeah,
coach.
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Nia
What's
Long.
Neil Long.
Neil Long.
yeah,
If
exactly.
They
I
weren't
mean,
married. They were together.
the thing
But yeah.
is, they basically you had a kid. You've been together for what 15
Mhm.
years. You basically married,
Mhm.
unsanctioned married, right? Marriage,
True.
right?
True. True. True.
Okay. And
Okay.
basically he's got to pay child support and all that kind of crap. The thing is, why'd you split up?
Hmm.
It's because you didn't say anything because you was banging all those chicks because you can't keep up with him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So what's going on with these older women in their 40s and 50s is that you can't, what are you gonna do for a guy that's still in shape, that still got his body together? You can't keep up with him, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
and the cash that you used to have, you don't have, so you're not willing to accept the role that you're supposed to take. Okay, you want to be in competition. Really, the reason you're in competition with these younger women is because of what's going on with the finances, right? They need help. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the men that can help them are in their is from 35 to 55,
Uh-huh.
and the younger women when women are willing to trade youth and beauty for for resources, right? And guess who they're taking
Hmm.
the resources from? The women that,
Older women.
that are actually 35 to 55. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Hmm.
how come they're pissed us. So they are in direct competition with younger women. They really are. That's how come they're trying to, okay, I can outdo her by showing my ass and being a 304 if that's what it takes to attract this guy. So they are
Yeah.
in competition with them.
And speaking of the,
if things get worse, as far as resources are, okay, it's going to get even worse because the people that are probably going to be asked out at least temporarily are the younger guys. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
going to sports for a little bit. You think that the Mavs probably going to come out of the West?
Yeah, that's almost a done deal.
Yeah, yeah. My Pacers lost. I'm indifferent about it. Like, okay, whatever. Boston was better. Whatever.
Pages
Yeah,
no, man.
yeah, yeah. I mean, basically, um, now when I was
They
looking at
beat the Knicks, so I'm good.
yeah, yeah, that's Knicks. Really, what it was with Minnesota, basically, if Carl Anthony Towns don't take his big ass underneath, they're gonna lose. Okay, there's no way
Mhm.
your big ass should be sitting out on 3-point line with your hands out. Okay, against a smaller team.
No,
Okay,
you got to
it's a
dominate the
recipe.
boards.
It's a recipe to be. It's a recipe to lose. Okay, and you
Hmm.
did it. So he did, and the coach couldn't change his mind. Couldn't put him down on the block as he should have. But that's when players run the team because there's no way. I'd have taken him out.
How
You
do
don't want
they?
to get your ass, you don't want to get your
How
ass
do
on
you
the
think they
block.
got
Come on
past?
out. Huh?
How do you think they got past Jokic?
Oh, it's because they did two things. One, they had one Towns does play defense, or he can play defense, and they had two bigger people, or big people, or three bigger people actually put on Jokic. Jokic is Jokic is slow. Okay, he's
Yeah.
skilled, but he's slow. Okay,
Okay.
he doesn't jump the highest. He's not the quickest person. He's not the fastest person. But the thing is, he's skilled, but he's slow. So and he's heavy. So
Hmm.
if you can push him
Oh
off the
yeah,
block,
yeah, right there.
if you push him off the block and you can make him take
Okay.
tougher shots, you're probably going to beat that team. Okay,
He's
and
gonna
that's
get heavier later on as well. BGS, have you noticed with like guys that big when they get hit, especially like if they get heavy and young, it's gonna be hard for them to like maintain a certain weight because
he,
that's gonna put a lot of strain on
it's
the
not
knees and everything.
it's not going to hurt him because he never jumped in the first place. He's not the
Fair
fast.
enough.
He's slowest in the first place, right? So
Hmm.
his game, he'd probably be 50 and still be productive because of the
Oh,
way he
okay.
plays. Because
Mm.
because he basically you probably can slide a piece of paper under his shoes, okay, when he jumps, okay, just
Yeah.
barely, if
Oh,
you're lucky.
he also has a great offensive defensive awareness because
He's
he's aware
skilled.
of what's going on.
He's
He's very
skilled.
skilled, very
He's
Yep,
very
aware.
I got.
skilled.
Yeah, and ring generalship.
Yep,
Not forget that.
I got about. Wow, I got about 80 watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the Cash App. Support the show. Hit the Super Chat. Support the show.
So if
BGS is in the fact since
so
he's
if
here.
Carl Anthony Towns is not going to put his big ass underneath the hoop where he should be, where against a smaller team, he deserved to lose. So
Okay.
Yeah.
there's no way you
You
should
see the
got
same
ranked.
problem in
Is
Philadelphia. What else teams?
so if you getting run by Dallas, you need to get run by
Mm,
Dallas. If you don't want to change, coach can't
hmm.
make you change. Get your ass off
Hmm.
the court. Okay,
Yeah.
and
I mean, like,
Yeah.
they should have been swept.
yeah. Any,
Yeah.
any,
I haven't looked recently. Have you seen anything on Caitlin Clark?
Man, same. This is the same old stuff, man. Basically, they had the coach of the Las Vegas Aces complaining.
Hmm.
mhm.
Somebody asked him about the balance in the league, and they did a whole 5 minutes on Caitlin Clark and how one player it's not that important. We're going to make this shift with or without her, and she got there at the tipping point, and yada 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 yada. So basically,
Yo, they're really just fucking it up. Just like what Snowman saying, here's the bag, they're dropping it type shit. Like it's some bullshit.
women are women, because my sister, she's older, but she could have played in WNBA when it first got started, right? So she knows all these people. Said the same thing.
Hmm.
How did you fuck that up?
It's
How did you fuck that up?
women. What's more important than money to women?
Attention.
Attention.
Attention. Okay.
Hmm.
How come I didn't get this attention? Because I was the best player in the league 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, or 1 year ago. I was yada 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 yada. It didn't happen for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So why are you
Why is
crying
that our
about it
problem?
now? Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, it is what it is. The thing is, so what you gonna do? You gonna screw up the whole league because you're mad about some attention that you didn't get 5 years ago?
Yes, they would actually do that.
Well, then that's
Remember, hell has no fury like a woman scorned.
which is why
Yeah,
we thought they would drop the bag. Okay, they couldn't help
Yeah,
themselves.
perception is key. And like when you
they
said
definitely
about
got a bag with Caitlin Clark. You say what you want about her, but
Mhm.
She sold out every arena. Okay, she sold out
Yeah,
every arena that she sold out every game that she's been in so far. Okay, and they
yeah,
and who don't you see complaining about Caitlin Clark is the owners of the teams.
yeah.
They're ecstatic.
I asked this question. Snowman did a show earlier tonight, and I asked him this question. Prior to Clark, Reese, and everybody from that rookie class being drafted, who benefited from the status quo of the league? Somebody had to have benefited from that.
Who benefited from the status quo of the league as far as what?
Yeah, I know the WNBA prior to like before
Nobody
Clark and
benefited
everybody
from it.
came in.
Nobody benefited because there wasn't no money.
There was no money.
hmm
No,
And
there
think
wasn't no
about it
money.
now. They were complaining that there was no money, no investment, especially like when they used the old
and now
Leahy's case to say that there needs to be more money put into the league. Well, here's your opportunity,
And
but y'all just fucking it up.
who benefits from a store going broke? Okay, nobody.
Mm,
Exactly.
nobody.
Dude, like the NBA been like basically pulling a whole carcass called the WNBA
Yeah,
all this time.
Yeah, there are actually more female NBA fans than there are WNBA female WNBA
yeah,
fans.
exactly. Because it's but the thing is now that the WNBA is getting exposed for exactly how bad the product actually is because there's more eyeballs on
and mediocre. Yeah.
it. Yeah. So
And not to
now,
Look,
mention, here's the
so
thing: Clark, everybody
mm-hmm,
else, right
mm-hmm,
now, they're just they're still young. They all got a lot of growing up to do. Angel
hmm
Reese, yes, I'm looking at you. And they're all going to be, paying. They got dues to pay.
The thing is
and look,
that all that stuff doesn't matter. The thing is you have a wave of interest, okay, and that interest could
Hmm.
dry up
Hmm.
tomorrow. Okay,
and
True.
look.
it could dry up tomorrow. But
Say what you want about Caitlin Clark. She almost went toe to toe with Steph Curry in a 3 point competition.
Hmm.
That's skill.
she is
You can
skilled. Yeah,
you can't deny her talent.
yeah, that's
Now
true.
you
But,
can.
but the thing is that lightning only strikes. Okay, like just like Kevin in our sector, right? Lightning
Right.
strikes. Okay, and it's just like Kevin. There's a whole lot of people that got pissed off. How come they didn't get attention? Right? They almost killed
Yeah.
the golden goose. So that does happen. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what, BJS? Isn't this like I got an analogy? I guess isn't this basically like the WNBA got their own Eminem, and now instead of like embracing him or what, not embracing, what was it
Yeah.
called? Kind of taking him in as who he is or some shit, and riding the wave
Take it
of
to the next
Eminem.
level.
Oh
Instead of
yeah.
doing
Oh,
instead of doing, they're just like, oh
who,
nah,
who do
it's
you
just
think?
a white girl.
Who do you think was writing Eminem's beats?
Dr. Dre,
Oh yeah,
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Jay
hmm
Dill as well. God rest
Yeah.
his soul. You had other producers involved later on,
There's a whole lot of
and you got
producers making a whole lot of money off of white talent that people don't know about. Okay.
yeah. And
Hmm.
Oh
who's
yeah,
the
I
main
believe.
consumer of hip hop?
White people.
Who buying the records? Who buying the tickets to the concerts?
Oh yeah, because I white people because I was in the lift with a white dude that was my age, and he was saying the exact same thing. I can't listen to this bullshit they call rap nowadays.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Well, but hip hop should have transitioned, man, 10 years, at least 10 years ago, man. Because remember, hip hop started in '76. Okay,
Yeah.
Mhm.
just in damn near 50 years. Most music kind of transitions. Okay,
hmm
so instead of decay, what's happening with hip hop and rap is decay.
Yeah.
Oh, you said
Unfortunately,
it.
Hmm.
I remember Michael
I don't
Britt,
even
the
consider.
comedian.
One time,
Wait a
Sorry,
minute,
go
neighbor.
ahead.
I don't even consider. Sexy Red, Silky Hana. I don't consider that female rap music. That's whole music.
well, the whole rap music has all kind of genres, does it not? So,
hmm
so
Yeah,
prostitute 304 rap
hers.
is a genre.
Yeah,
That's what
I just
Yeah.
call it. Yeah, that's another way to look at 304 rap because
we should call
they
it,
got the whole.
instead of whatever, because it's 304 rap. Whole rap.
I mean, you remember back in the '90s, who was
Wasn't it
going
used to like
for
call
rap?
bounce music or something from like down south or something like that?
Bounce is different, okay? But you had bounce music. If in fact, was it Jay-Z's Dust Short of his bounce music? Bounce has been around for a long time,
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
since the late '80s, early
then,
'90s.
then what was the first like
Hold on,
kind of
McDonald.
twerking stuff that was coming down from down south? Like, well, I mean, what was the first kind of twerking music
Dance
from down
hall,
south? What was that?
dance hall rap is
Oh
what
yeah,
yeah.
Hold on,
yes.
drummer bear.
Sorry about that, BGS.
McDonald didn't hear what I
Yeah,
said.
go back and look at Shabba Ranks, right? That's dance hall
Mm-hmm.
twerk, okay?
The dancehall,
You
you
know, thanks
can't
to
go
you
wrong
guys,
with the
you guys that
dancehall.
pointed out to me about that. I didn't even know about that. You know, we brought twerking into the United States. I didn't know about Jamaicans doing that. I was like, oh shit, damn.
Jamaica's been doing that since way back, man. Where you been?
basically that's a basic African mating dance that's been around for guys got to be hundreds, if not thousands of years, right? And Jamaica
Yeah.
Hmm.
took it and they put their because Africans love the it's the same beat. So so basically dance hall and reggae is basically an African beat. So they just took
Mm-hmm.
the
Hmm.
dance and the beat, kind of updated it a little bit, made it a little bit faster, and basically
Yeah.
and call it dance hall, okay? And that's what instead of the what I don't know what kind of dance they call it in Africa, but they call it twerk, okay? And that's where it
Mm-hmm.
came from.
If
But
you're talking
I
about,
mean,
if you go
if
to
you're talking,
Africa, basically that's just what they've been doing that for thousands of years. It's nothing new.
no, I
I
agree.
mean,
Okay, cool.
And if you're talking about like Atlanta, I think Jay Moore, you're talking about like Atlanta in like the early 2000s. That's actually
Mm,
they call that trap music, right?
Yeah,
The early trap
mm-hmm.
music. If you listen to
in the
Ti,
'90s,
Rubber in
in
the
the '90s, mid
'90s and early
'90s. Yeah,
2000s,
yeah.
like you have like
Cause,
Ti.
cause,
If you listen to early Ti and stuff, it has that sort of bounce, like
yeah,
Jazzy Fizzle, Jazzy Faye has
yeah.
more of a bounce to it.
That's
But
bounce too.
then
Hmm.
right, and then the new trap music is really 808 driven, very very more electronic. Using that
Yeah.
heavy bass really drives the whole beat.
The biggest purveyor of bounce is probably Timberland. Okay.
Hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I love Timberland.
Yeah, yeah,
That dude is amazing. I
yeah.
love
just
him.
leave Mr.
He
Magoo.
made what's
Just
he,
leave out Mr.
then
Magoo.
he just basically then he just basically made like Justin Timberlake.
He did. Justin Timberlake actually did.
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
revived the
did.
career
Justin
for
Timberlake
sure.
actually said that. He did say that.
Mhm.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, they had an interview with them how
Okay.
they actually met. I said, no, he said, no matter what, I'm actually gonna work with that guy one day because he heard him, right? He said, I'm gonna work with him one day. When he's
Hmm.
15, they met, and that's when he started
Okay.
working with him. Yeah.
Um, since we're
That's
talking about
dope.
rap, your thoughts? Personally, I think whoever coordinated that Lion King thing from Northwest need their ass whipped. But
Well, their parents have money; they can finance it. They can put their
Yeah.
daughter in whatever they want.
yeah. But
I mean, Will Smith did it with his kids, so what?
okay.
Oh yeah, very true.
But
You know,
I
my
but
mean,
her
my
performance
Oh,
was lackluster. But I guess she'll get
it does.
better.
but
I
my
mean, it's
opinion
not
of
the
it is
first time.
I much prefer. No, it's not the first time, and I much prefer her doing that than doing like what was it called, preschool dropout, or doing some bad version of hip hop, because it's like kids doing rap most of the time doesn't
Fair
sound
enough.
good because the rap is about having like life experience, and her being on the stage singing and stuff. That's actually she's actually having some type of talent rather than having her dad make beats and her just yelling, Fendi Prada over some beats and stuff, like actually developing some talent. Because if you look at Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, their son, Alicia Keys makes him learn piano. And I even saw like when on one of they were doing like a cribs of their house, and they went into their son's room, and Swiss Beats had a whole production set up for the kid, and the kid was in there making beats. So
Hmm.
like you watch him in 10, 15 years, he's going to be a master, because they're
Hmm.
not letting him just do anything. They're like, no, you're going to learn the craft. And Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys are like some of the best at what they do.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Steph Curry, anybody?
Oh, with his daughter
Yeah.
and his little boy sooner or later when that boy's old enough to stand.
Mm-hmm.
that is dang.
Not to mention that boy
And
would be
well,
probably be
since
the first third generation. Oh, go ahead.
since the drama bears popped in, your thoughts on the Trump verdict?
I mean, I hate how they use the system how they want to prosecute this or that, and then they'll turn a blind eye. If he
Pretty
did what he
much, yeah.
did, he should be prosecuted. But it just seems like the uneven justice of the system is really the point of all this, right? So I don't like him as a candidate. I don't know what everyone thinks he's going to do in 4 years. He's not going to change anything, but I definitely think if they shouldn't be using the process to try to silence which is basically a candidate that a lot of the country wants to vote for. Like that's kind of messed up.
Yeah,
That's my
well,
thoughts.
they decided what they're gonna do. They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and we just have to see how it plays out. It's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be an interesting summer.
Make
I'm
sure you
interested
guys
in.
are well hydrated.
Mhm. I'm interested to see how this debate's gonna turn out in June. Since there's no crowd and they have all these special rules this year.
Hopefully they'll have EMT on standby. Anything could happen.
We'll
You
see.
know, at this point, I just look at them like they deserve whatever happens to them because this is just it's messed up, man. They're like, yo, you're too
Yeah,
pussyfoot
if
to
Trump
really face
gets
the
in,
public, so now you're gonna hide
yeah,
and do all
straight
this
up. If
crap.
Trump gets in and started prosecuting people, I ain't gonna say shit. I was like, you brought this on yourselves. If Trump gets in and prosecute, you can't say nothing because y'all doing all this crap because he gave out some hush money. Really, that's the best you could do.
It's all political theater at the end of the day.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all
It's
theater.
always been.
Yeah. You said it many times, BGS. I remember the late Dick Gregory kept saying that. It's all theater. When y'all gonna
Hmm.
realize it's all just smoke and mirrors?
All the world's a stage, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
And political theater is the oldest theater, right? All the way back to
yeah.
the
I'm just praying they
Roman
don't.
Colosseum.
I'm just
The
praying these
Roman Senate, you
knuckleheads
mean?
don't
No, the
escalate.
Roman Colosseum. The Colosseum was political. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh,
I'm just
right.
yeah. I'm
I
just
want to ask
praying
you a
these.
point.
Hold
Sorry,
on, wait a minute, Neighbor. Let me get in from it. I'm just praying these
sorry.
knuckleheads don't escalate over there in Ukraine.
Basically, I don't think they will because if they do, Putin has already said that your
Yeah,
cities are
I'm
already
not
started.
playing with you.
Yeah,
He's pretty much said, "I'm not playing with you.
yeah.
Come over here if you want to." I was like, "Oh dear," and I'm sure he's serious. And I'm like, "Okay,
He
y'all
does.
stay."
He's never. Putin is not the person I've ever seen that says things idly. Okay.
Right.
Hmm.
Normally, he doesn't
No.
say very
And,
much.
and honestly, if we just think about it, if we were in his position, shoot, I'd be saying the same thing. I'd probably like
You're
do it
damn
too. Like,
right.
nah, you ain't gonna be doing this type of shit over here. Like,
Yeah.
we already warned you. We already gave you concessions. You still stepping over it. Okay, now send them over here. Watch it. Watch what's gonna happen to your ass. Burn it.
They basically, they got no place else to go, right? The original
Yeah.
now because the stuff I told you guys, if people that are behind the
He
wall,
told us end
I
game.
told you that 2.5 years ago, man. But
Yep, end
what
game.
what they were
Hmm.
planning on doing and what they tried to do and why they're trying to do it, right? That shit didn't work, and why it wouldn't work, right? All that stuff has already come to pass. Okay, all
Hmm.
the economists and everybody everybody, even the Wall Street Journal, said the exact same thing I said 2.5 years ago. Okay, shit didn't work. So now what? What do you have left? Now you try to do that shit in Gaza. That shit doesn't work, right? Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Their plan was to push those um the Palestinians into the Sinai, force Egypt to take these people, right? Egypt says,
Hmm.
okay, build a wall, you're gonna kill them.
You had it right the first time. They should have paid him.
Yeah, well, I knew, I
Hmm.
had a feeling they wouldn't, but the thing is, it'd been cheaper. But
Hmm. Literally.
yeah, because the money that you're spending trying to keep 4 carriers in theater, you could have sent that over and settled the whole thing, and the Palestinians would have had no choice except to go, and then you still would have had a kind of some kind of reason to go into the Sinai toward the canal, Suez Canal,
Hmm.
but that's not the way you wanted to do it. Okay, you know, so now we're here.
Especially, mhm.
Man, it just seems like, they're going through a whole lot of like, I'm white, so I must be right type of scenario. Like I can do
Y-
whatever the fuck I want.
yeah, well that works until it doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right now it ain't working, but
So if
I
they want to, if they want to,
I know they ain't gonna listen to me. So whatever,
I don't
whatever.
think,
We
I
we
don't
gonna
think,
see them play this time, see how it plays out.
I don't think the generals will allow them to escalate. That's just me. But I've been wrong before about this stuff because I didn't think these wars were actually going to go down, and they did. And I thought there was no reason for us to be in either one of these two scenarios, right? And they let it
Hmm.
go down. For whatever reason, they thought they had a shot at it, and guess what? It blew up in their face. Okay, like I didn't get up here when Craig was talking about it. The thing is, they knew about the Hamas training a year and a half before Gaza actually happened. They knew this shit. Okay, but they let it happen
Hmm.
for a reason. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
What was going on prior to all of that? Let's not forget the protests against
Who?
the current prime minister.
The what?
Do you
Say
remember
again.
the anti-government protests that were going on in Israel at the time, prior to October 7th?
Yeah, I remember that, but
Hmm.
Yeah, they
that
were
that that,
protesting.
that stuff goes on all the time. So why now?
Mhm.
Right.
So think why now?
Going on.
There's a reason why now. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but now you're stuck. Okay. Now you got two
But
choices. Either you back down or you murder 7 million people. One of the two. So. And a
yeah.
lot of your black pills, a lot of your black pill guys are saying, "Hey, is what it is." They said, they said Morocco. I think it was Morocco. They lost what? Algeria lost was 6, 7 million people in their battle against the French. So sometimes blood has to be sacrificed according to them.
In the
According to
60s.
them, don't you guys get butthurt out there? According to them. So
And this
Mhm.
was in the 60s, 50s, and 60s,
yeah.
folks. That
Okay.
was an ugly war. Because remember, Morocco,
Mm-hmm.
they got their peacefully. Tunisia got their peaceful, but the Algerians, and, and it's like, any
Yeah. And they,
Algerian will tell you,
mm-hmm.
well, that's the arrogance of them is that they say we fought for our independence from France,
Mm-hmm.
and they just take shots at the Moroccans and they take shots at Tunisians as well for it. But I can relate to that because they had women fight on their side as well. You had women and men fighting there. I remember when I was a kid, um, sitting with my parents. This is back in KSA. We're watching Egyptian movie. We're watching like a classic black and white Egyptian movie, and they had this one movie where they had one woman. This was about the Algerian, independence movement and whatnot was going on and such, from the perspective of a woman who eventually ends up being a POW. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. And my dad just made me watch it, and it's like, wow. So, I couldn't really understand completely what Egyptian Arabic so weird for me. But yeah, it's just how they're willing to fight and everything.
But blood sometimes at some point bodies have to be sacrificed. Look at what's going on in
Yeah,
Ukraine. That they already threw it
yeah.
was 700,000 bodies at this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And
Oh
still
yeah,
haven't
man,
shortened
damn.
because people forget to look at
You
the
think
One
population
time.
Zelensky's
of
gonna
One
Syria.
time.
survive
One
this?
time. One time.
You
Go ahead, AB.
you think yeah, you think Zelensky's gonna survive this?
Survive is how? He's talking about being alive.
I
And
guess.
Zelensky was ready to get on the plane, man, before when the Russians first started. Okay, and they wouldn't let him.
Oh well.
That's why they put out the thing. I don't need a ride. I need I need weapons, right? I need a gun. I don't need a ride. That it didn't come from him. It came from CIA. So
Mhm.
so they're stuck. So
And
so I don't know. It is what it is. You know, the only thing is that Russia doesn't want to obliterate them all at once. Okay, they because there's those. It's like an internal thing to them because
mm,
Yeah,
if they
because
want to go out, if
you
they want to go out, it'd been over already.
fellow Slavs,
Hmm.
especially people they have centuries of history with, because and also religious kin as well, because people forget the origins of the Russian Orthodox Church is in Ukraine, in Kiev.
Hmm.
I mean, they were one shit. I mean, the saint that the founder of the church. He's called Vladimir in Russian, but Volodymyr in Ukrainian.
Yeah, that's what Putin was saying. They're one of us. You guys are not.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've had that argument with
how we go at you
okay.
is going to be completely different how we go at them.
hmm Other groups who they also have that kind of kinship with are also Belarusians, but if you go to the Balkans, the Serbs are the same way because they're fellow Orthodox. All other Slavic nations, they're mostly Catholic and whatnot, and they look at with side eye. Poles and the Polish are one example of that. So
So
the whole thing about ethnic identity. Go ahead.
if they decide to escalate, what's it going to do for the United States or even the West? Is it going to
It's going to be a whole
how
lot
much?
worse.
Is well, it could if they do it. What's it going to do? It's going to buy how much? Even if they are successful, guess what? How much time will it buy them?
None.
2 years, 5 years,
Not much.
maybe 10 at the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And
That's
they're going to escalate for what? I mean, what's their reasoning? I mean, the thing is that now it's about pride because
Mm-hmm.
the war is basically over. But really, in my opinion, it's just my opinion. Once if the Russians take Odessa, they'll stop. They're going to stop anyway
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
because they're gonna because now they have the whole Black Sea without interference from the West.
hmm
And some
That's
more
all
lighter
they want.
news. And some more lighter news.
Hmm.
Even Intel's going armed now.
The whole thing is that ARM was always the goal for smaller um for
Yeah.
smaller lighter chips, man. And because the thing is once you got down below um I think 10 nanometers, then ARM was
Mm-hmm.
more viable process because you run the chips as fast as the bigger x86 chips. The thing is the software has to be changed.
Yeah.
hmm
So the problem with Intel in running the chips is not the chips themselves. The problem is Windows or whatever
Oh.
you're running x86 instructions.
Yeah. 132 is pretty much based on x86, and
Yeah,
that's the hold up.
yeah. So you have to then with the biggest thing, which is why we have we got Windows 11 killed our laptops, mine and
Mm-hmm.
yours, right? Because shit runs
Yeah.
hot. Is a scheduler, right? Because it doesn't, because it's a because the scheduler is a big little core, right? Okay. In other words,
Mm-hmm.
so now Windows 11 thinks, okay, if I'm gonna run something at 100%, I got to run it on the big core, right? So it picks one core to run 100% on and all the shit on, and guess what happens? It overheats
Mm-hmm.
and shuts the machine off. So your schedule is all screwed up. So they're gonna have to. Windows has to. They should have done one. They should have just made a cutoff with machines, right? After this date, under these conditions, you can't run in Windows 11.
Mm-hmm.
It saves a lot of machines.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But I think that's
They're trying to maximize their profit and all that bullshit. But
You know
yeah,
what? I think Windows is always Microsoft has always catered to legacy machines, okay, because
exactly.
that's where their
Yeah,
money
true.
is. Yeah, and
backwards compatibility.
the legacy compatibility, and they were trying to do that.
Yeah. Windows 10.
Apple never cared. Okay, Apple doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Apple cuts you off in a minute. The only good thing about Apple, or just a bad thing about Apple, is their iPads and legacy iPad devices, right? It's
hmm
really because they really haven't changed the iOS in like 15 years. So you can damn near run an iPad from 10 years ago with the same software.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which is
Yeah.
why the M2s, M3s, and M4s run like a dog.
Yeah. They got the M4 chip now in the new
Yeah.
iPad.
Yeah. So basically, and it does what for you? It's still the same iOS, and they refuse
Yeah.
to do what they should have done, what Windows did, or Microsoft did, and Intel did years ago. Basically, go ahead and put touch and pen onto your laptops,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
but they won't. But they're about making money. And basically, Apple's is more of a religious a religious
Yeah,
corporation is
yeah. You
about
said
it.
that Apple's a
Yeah,
religion,
It's a
not
cult.
yeah.
what
It's a
tech
religion.
companies
It's
are
called
listed
it's a
It
as.
religion,
is.
but it didn't. Yeah. So
The giant cult.
it is a giant
I
cult.
can't believe.
Go ahead.
I still can't believe, from back in the day, about the whole, oh, you got an Android? Really? I'm like, that's real life?
Hmm.
You really? Oh, I'm not gonna answer you because you got an Android. Like, bitch, Android is cheap. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who
So
wants that garbage?
yeah, yeah. Basically, it's a religion. That's like most women you will see will have an Apple product. Uh,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Yep.
Like,
because
It's always
yeah,
a
most women I
status
see,
symbol or
most
some
black
shit.
women I see got
it's
an
religious.
iPhone.
It's a religion.
Oh, so that's their Bible.
Yeah, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is a Buddhist, and
Hmm.
he wanted to treat Apple like a religion.
Could it be that the apple represents Eve's apple?
It
Makes
is. It
sense.
does.
Mm.
The Apple
Oh, wow.
the Apple represents what?
Sacrilege, I tell you. Sacrilege.
What does the apple represent in religion? Right, knowledge. Right, forbidden knowledge. Right.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah,
that's why it's Apple.
yeah. And let's not forget our throats as men. What's that little bone we have in our throats? What's it called?
Well, Adam's
Adam's
apple.
apple.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, well,
Which is your
yeah,
fifth
it's
chakra.
gonna be
that's
interesting
good.
to see what it's gonna be interesting to see the computers that come out over the next 10 years. Now that everything's going to the ARM chip.
Software has to improve. Okay, because you running the machines as fast as possibly can. Software has to catch up. Okay,
Yeah,
really
that's
the
true.
stuff is run really. The chips are actually built for artificial intelligence now.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Mm.
what they call it? They have a name for it. I think it's NPU or something like that. That's dedicated for the AI now.
It could be. I don't know the
I have to
acronym.
look back into it, but
Yeah.
they got a processor unit just for AI now,
Yeah. Okay.
which
They're
should be
trying to move
interesting.
to to have the AI on the actual local system
Yeah.
rather than always have to call out to the cloud. That's going to be the game changer because then you can start putting AI like on your like for instance your like load balancers or on like computers on the edge. So
Hmm.
you can just have all types of computers like in the middle of the processing chain like doing AI calculations and it doesn't have to like phone home and then wait in line and do all that kind of shit.
That's
So
why the software has to improve
yeah.
Hmm.
and become more efficient because they're doing it by brute force right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Because all most of the algorithms were invented in the 60s and 70s and 80s.
Okay.
And just running on better software, on better hardware.
yeah. By the way, like, share, subscribe, hit the cash app, support the show, hit the super chat, support the show, support the laptop fund.
Yeah.
Danny need a new laptop and some SSD cards while he's at it.
Yeah, so I can get back into this AI stuff for real. See what I can write programs with. See
Yeah,
what
it's gonna be
programs you can
interesting.
write for me.
Gonna be interesting because I got to do that. I gotta do something for Rom tomorrow night on that kind of crap. So,
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, you say, yeah,
but
you need to get some sleep, man.
you asked us to test that chat GPT out,
hmm.
and I was like, I can literally just write a sentence and it'll write a whole class for me.
Oh yeah,
I
oh
might
yeah.
have to change a few things, whatever, based on whatever framework I'm working with. But I was like, shoot, I might have to start using so when I want to write a class out, I don't have to do a lot of work. It'll
Hmm.
just
Yeah,
write the class for me. I just have to copy and paste it.
yeah. It's yeah. The thing is, you can do it, and that make it's more efficient. The thing is that um, we live in a capitalist country, right? So it's about how many people do you need to actually get the same kind of work done.
Oh
I
yeah,
think that the issue with it is it's like it's one of those things like if you know what you're doing, it
Hmm.
can definitely speed up what you're doing. It can speed it up,
yeah.
but like if you
Hmm.
don't know what you're doing, it'll give you code and it won't work and you won't have
Okay.
any idea why
Okay.
it's not working.
And this is something I was telling. Okay, thing is, you're thinking like a programmer instead of like a capitalist. Okay, if It takes somebody that knows what they're doing. It takes 10 people that know what they're doing to write code, okay? And I can do
Mhm.
one person that knows what they're doing to write code, you know. So, so Johnny, how many people does the capitalist actually need to do the same job?
Just
Answer.
one.
No, I think yeah, I think it depends. I mean, if you're just doing websites and low, it depends on how important the software is. If it's like mission critical software, you
Okay.
definitely can
Okay.
reduce the number of people that are working. I'm not saying you can't,
Okay.
but you
So,
definitely need someone who can overlook at it.
well, yeah, yeah. So, how many people need to overlook at it? One, two, three. How many?
It depends on the industry, right?
No, 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 no,
If
no,
it's just a
no.
marketing industry,
No, no.
Nah, dude, it's
Stop thinking like a programmer. Think like a capitalist. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So say you have mission critical software, right? Okay. Let's put it in
Mhm.
your terms, right? Okay. And something mission critical. How big should your team be?
well, yeah, they're not. They're
No, no.
already only
Come
going
on.
to hire.
don't dance.
Well, I
How?
mean, I can't give you a
No,
number, but I can say
no, no.
you're only going to
Just
want to hire as many as.
give me
Estimate.
a scenario. Okay. Any scenario. Okay. Stop dancing.
Well, okay, so if let's do the extreme. If you're talking about like Tesla, like video, like computer vision, or stuff that they're putting on the
Uh
spacecraft,
huh.
like you're still going to hire as many qualified people as you can get because you
Maybe.
can't just
Maybe. Maybe.
the AI definitely. I definitely think the AI cuts some of
Uh,
the jobs out of there, right?
Okay.
Because it does because they
Okay.
might not need as many.
Okay. Okay. Say what you do. Okay. This mission critical. Okay. How big is your team? Okay. Before AI, how big was your team?
I mean, I really don't work in mission critical. Let's say 100 people.
100 people. Okay. You don't work in mission critical. The vast majority of stuff that goes on, right, in programming is not mission critical.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
dare
I
to say.
agree with that.
Okay.
I
I
agree
dare
with
to say,
that for
right?
sure.
So you need 100 people, right? Okay. That's before AI and Chat GPT, right? Okay. And from what my guys are telling me, like AB and a bunch of other people, okay, basically you can replace 4 out of 5 people. Okay, so that
Mm,
100 goes from 100 to 20 or 25. If you want to be safe, right? How many people are out of has to go looking for a job?
I mean, you're saying 80. I think if you're talking about like let's say the industry like that does art or marketing and stuff, then I definitely think that the percentage is that high. But again, I
No,
It's
think it
you got to
depends on the
think about
industry.
it like a capitalist, dude. I want more money. That's what he's
it's
trying to say.
called
I want me freaking
profit.
more money, man. Exactly. Like, what?
Yeah,
Uh,
How am
no,
I going to
well,
oh
get
no,
more
yeah,
money
hold
into
on,
my
hold on.
no, I
pocket
get it.
and get
All
like
right,
somebody
everybody,
to do the
calm
more
down
work?
now.
Calm down.
No,
Hold
I
on,
get
hold
it.
on.
One
And
at a
again,
time.
I think we're just
Stop,
having a
stop,
conversation.
stop
Um,
thinking like a programmer because programmers don't do what? They don't worry about money. They think about what? They think about the job. Okay.
Progress. Software. Doing the
Because
job
I'm
right.
talking to like 3 or 4 people that they're in the industry, and guess what they're bringing in instead of programmers? They're bringing in what? Bankers. Why are they bringing
Bankers.
bankers?
Investment.
No, bankers focus on what? Money.
Money.
Money,
It's
the
Money,
called
money, money, money,
greenbacks.
profit and loss. They look at the bottom line. How much work are we getting done, and how much is it costing us? Okay.
money. Hmm.
Exactly. Look at NAFTA. If you want to just summarize it, dude, if you know about NAFTA, what Reagan and all and the Clintons and all this stuff we're doing, they wanted more money. The business and all this stuff in America wanted more money. So what do they do? Go to where it's cheaper labor, so they get more profit for less.
Mercantilism.
So now they got AI. So now since they got AI, they're gonna get more money for less, or the same amount of money for less, or whatever the hell. Either way, same difference. They
yeah,
just
for
want
sure.
money, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And again, we're just having a conversation, right?
I,
So I'm not
I, I
like,
know, but things we have to have
Oh
a
um,
yeah,
we have to have
but
a
what
genuine conversation, and I'm trying to get you to understand and think like a capitalist because
I definitely I understand.
at the end of the day, that's what's going to rule out. Okay, and so
Mhm.
far I have been pretty close to being accurate. I know about a whole bunch of people that have to go looking for jobs is because of what's going on right now. Okay.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think it depends on who you're talking to because I follow a lot of people who work for Netflix or work across the industry, and I think it's a mixed bag. I think you can definitely you can zero in on certain parts of the industry and see how far it's affected. And again, I'm not arguing that it's not going to get there where you're going to be able to say a word and it'll give you everything, right? But I think there's a lot more nuance to it because it's different than
It's
making it's
it's
different
not a
than making
nuance.
widgets.
It's not a nuance.
dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
this shit,
Hold
the way how
hold
this
on,
train
hold
is
on, hold
going.
on. That's why I asked programmers to test it. Okay,
Hmm.
to test it. Okay, how big does your team have to be? Okay, say that's why I asked AB and MGTOW Universe, because AB has been programmed for how long? AB,
Um.
how many
Damn.
years?
Almost 20.
20, right? Same thing with MGTOW Universe and yada yada yada. I'd asked this about 5 or 6 people that have been programmed for quite some time. When the first, what I asked you, I said, AB, give me your typical scenario about you writing a program, right? And said, okay, see what ChatGPT does, and say, how long would it actually take me if I had to do this by hand, code it by hand, or even from libraries? How long would it actually take me to actually write the same program? Okay, okay.
Write class by
AB,
hand or just type out a sentence.
I
That,
tap
that's
I tap out a sentence, and basically you can do within a day or two what it take you 5 or 6 weeks to do. Okay,
hmm
For
that's
sure.
one part.
And
That's
this is
So
one.
shout out to like
Hold on,
to
hold on,
Brian
hold on,
exactly,
hold
look
on,
at
Brian
hold on,
it.
hold
McMurray.
hold on, hold
Hold
on,
on,
hold
one at a
on. Let
time
me
now.
finish. Let me finish. Okay,
Yeah.
that's one person. Okay, that's one person that normally would take 6 weeks to do the same shit. Right? Okay, one person can do that same shit within a day or two. That would take them 6 weeks. Okay, just extrapolate out and see how that's going to ripple, especially when it comes down to money, especially with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
money you guys
Facts,
make.
facts, facts.
You know, another thing to
Now,
like help simplify.
now, give me the nuance, sir.
Oh,
Again, like shout out to Brian McMurray in the chat. You know, we'll move on. I'm not trying to complicate this, Ken, because it's not me justifying. It's not me justifying my position.
1, 2, cha cha cha. 1,
Okay,
2, cha cha cha.
I'm
Let
gonna
me
Okay,
tell
now.
you the
I
drama
mean, I can't
bear.
even get a sentence out. I
Uh,
can't get a sentence out without everyone jumping in.
no,
Go
okay,
ahead, finish what you're saying, because
and
I'm trying to talk, and then everyone's
no,
laughing, and
you
it's
said
cool.
move
We're
on.
just not
You
having a
said no,
conversation.
hold on. Slow down. Number one, slow down for a second, right? Okay, you
I
said
feel you.
move on, right? I'm gonna tell you, man. Let's point blank period. Drama bear, I've been doing this shit for 35 years, man. I know how systems work. Okay, I know the motherfuckers that actually paying your salary, and I know how they work. Okay, I know what they will do.
Hmm.
That's
it,
why I asked.
it, uh,
That's why I asked the question. It's not about you as a programmer. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that write your goddamn checks. Okay, I know
Yeah.
how these bastards work. That's how come I can predict what they did in Ukraine. How come this shit would flop? Okay, because I've been following these motherfuckers for 35 fucking years. I know how they work. Okay, now if you know how they work, please enlighten me.
Well, first of all, I don't want to move on, but it just seems like people in the chat want to sort of move on, so I don't want to like bore people with this tech stuff if they're not like into it. I could talk about this forever,
It's
so
not.
I don't want to move on.
It's not about tech. Okay, it
Hmm.
could be widgets. It could be the Amazon Prime in the warehouse. It could be McDonald's. Okay, it could be sweeping the streets. It could be Tesla. It could be digging coal. It could be a whole range of things. Right? It's all the same stuff. Okay,
BGS,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
like one thing is just one thing to look at it like is like what happened with slavery when machines came in. Machines was the AIs for slavery.
Yes.
So
Yes.
instead of getting hand work, anybody work with their hands anymore, it's like, oh, machines came in, now that's your AI. Now
And,
for these machines, AIs, actual AIs, computers are for the new and humans.
which causes the which why I'm reviewing this shit now, but about the Civil War and the transition between slavery and the Industrial Revolution, which
Hmm.
drove the white people, the white folks out of Europe and into the United States, and basically there was a conflict between what they call free soil or free labor or free soil and free labor. Okay, in other words, the people that actually worked for wages and whatnot against the slave system. Okay,
Hmm.
and the competition between the two, and that and tariffs and a whole bunch of other shit that went on actually caused a civil war. Okay, so I'm actually reviewing that shit right now. The thing is, this is how systems work, and the only reason we even bring it up, the reason I actually asked people that actually know and program, because I don't program, right? I asked, what are we, check it out and make sure that this shit is legit, right? And they came back, everybody come back, this shit is legit, okay? And guess what? You know it. I've been in tech, and like I said, I used to look it up, man. My 6502 assembly language from a Commodore 64 back in 1983. I've been looking at the shit since probably before some of you guys were actually born. Okay, I've been
Yeah, I
looking
Long
got it.
before some of us were born.
I've
And
been
this,
looking.
Before I was a
yeah,
figment
changing
in my
topics
daddy's
now.
book.
Changing topics now. Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah. But the
Yeah,
thing
I didn't
is,
even
I've been
get to
looking at
do a
this shit
sentence
for a
off
long.
until Jimmy
Hold
finished.
on, hold on, hold on. Okay,
Mm.
okay. I've been looking at you. Unless you've been around as long as I have, and we can go back and you can tell me about the assembly language 6502 for Commodore 64. Okay, if you can do that, and reading all the magazines that I've been reading, I've been following shit for a very long time, right? And guess what? Technology does the technology ever get worse?
No.
No,
McDrama Bear, does it ever get worse?
No.
Okay, it gets better. My thing, this is nascent right now. Okay, it's just getting started. Do you think it's going to get better or it's going to get worse?
Oh, of course. I mean, again, I'm not arguing that it's not going to get there, right? Again, I'm just talking. I'm just trying to have a conversation about what's happening right now as someone in the industry. Right now, if you sit down to do it, this is sort of how it's at. In
Okay.
terms of people getting laid off at Tesla and a lot of other companies, for sure AI has a lot to do with it, but a lot of it also has to do with a lot of these companies were getting loans on 0%
Oh,
interest
really?
loans,
Yes,
right?
yes. The zone
And
loans,
now,
and
and
now that
now,
you have, and
now that the
now
interest rate is going up,
yes, against the risk
and a
going
lot
up.
of the times what they were doing, they were just hiring like a lot
Mm-hmm.
of like a lot of companies. What they would do is they would overhire to stop those programmers from going to the other companies, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they would hoard talent just to ensure the
Mm-hmm.
other companies couldn't grow. And then
Mm-hmm.
so what you really just have is a lot of people who are getting paid too much because they're working at Fangs and these higher Teslas and Microsoft, and they have
Mm-hmm.
too high of a
Mm-hmm.
salary because it was from a different
Mm-hmm.
economy. And now, like
Mm-hmm.
because
hmm
labor is the highest thing on the balance sheet, they're and
Ooh.
we're in a recession.
Ooh.
They're cutting it off.
Ooh.
So we could
Ooh.
definitely
What?
point at AI and saying AI has to do with some of it, but I think more of it has to do with the economic conditions, and it's
You're not
particularly
in
in
a
Tesla,
you're
and
not in a
particularly where
recession. You're not in a recession. You're in what's called austerity, which is worse than a recession. Okay.
okay,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not super technical with the economics. We're in a
I am
bad time.
okay.
We're not
You know,
we're not
recession
we're
means
not in a good
Okay.
one.
recession means prices go down. Okay.
hmm
When you're having a recession, an economic recession called austerity measure, prices, you get inflation on one end, and what you get is laying off of labor on the other end, and people get
Yep,
squeezed in the middle, which is what's going on right now. Okay.
yep, yep, yeah, for sure. We can move on.
Okay.
I would love
Okay.
to have
Let's
this
say.
conversation with
No, Jimmy Drummer. Okay. Let's change the topic.
Hashtag BGS butts.
I know. What
Yeah.
and our thing, but what is my job here to tell you what may happen in 18
hmm
months to 2 years? Okay, that's why I said it doesn't have to be happening now. You know,
Yes.
yeah,
You're thinking long term.
just like everybody, people disagree with when I said the thing about what's going on in Russia. Okay,
hmm
2 years, two and a half years
BGS.
ago. Yes, sir.
I was going to ask you since you programmed for the Commodore 64.
Hmm. It's
Did they
hard as
have?
shit.
Did you ever experiment with BASIC
Yeah, a little
on the
bit. Yeah,
on the
a little
Commodore
bit.
64?
Yeah, a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah.
Because I got an argument with this was not related to anything in the manosphere. I was on a programming channel,
Hmm.
and I said, now I didn't say basic, I said Visual Basic.
Oh, Visual Basic. Okay.
When I referred to I said Visual Basic.
Hmm.
And I do mean Visual Basic.
Hmm.
It to me is a hold your hand language.
It is. It,
And
it,
I had a real basic programmer really get triggered by it. It's like basic is closer to seeing. Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah. I
no,
was
it's
like,
not. No, it's not. Visual Basic was actually designed for the Microsoft Office suite.
script kiddies.
Well,
Well, it's scripted. So if you actually want to program, if you actually want to program your spreadsheet or your database or even
Right.
Word or something like that, you need Visual Basic. Basic. Trying to go
Yeah,
back to
link
see
your
actually do the
spreadsheet
same
to
thing
like
is
a
not.
database. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what Visual Basic was actually invented for. It wasn't to run programs, shit like that. You can, but it's not the best. Okay, wasn't designed for that.
No, it wasn't. But
Mm.
he's trying to argue. It's like, I was like, okay, I wasn't trying to attack normal basic, but
Normal. I mean, yeah, normal basic is fine, but like all basic has inherent drawbacks. Okay, number one,
Hey, what's going on, Lewis?
it runs slower than shit when we try to
Mm-hmm.
try to program. It's there to learn. It's not really there, for you to learn. It's not really there to make complex programs from it because it's not a
Right.
low enough level language.
And anyways, with Visual Basic, PowerShell is actually sort of replaced what's going on with Visual Basic. Like a lot of the stuff that's going on with Microsoft can
Mm-hmm.
be done. Everything can basically be scripted through their PowerShell, which is like the step up from the command, not
Yeah,
the command line, but the MS DOS command prompt.
you
Yeah.
can, but thing is, like I said, Visual Basic is designed to run inside of the Microsoft Office suite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not for because most of your calls and because I had to do it for not Excel. What is it called? Was it Access databases?
Access. Yeah.
Because
SX.
they actually have to
Yeah.
design scripts and shit like for Access databases, and and you can't beat it for inside the Office suite because most of your calls, most of your library is actually built for that. So if you're doing Microsoft shit, um,
Mm-hmm.
inside any one of the suites, you can't beat Visual Basic. Basic. That's how come it's still around.
Yeah. Now, as far as first programming languages,
Mhm.
I always recommend Python
Yeah,
because it's not really like basics. It's kind of like a cross between
Basic
basic structure and
in
C
Java.
structure
Yeah, yeah.
and C structure and
Mhm.
plus it forces you to indent properly, so
Mhm.
you actually learn how to actually learn how to write clean code that forces you to write clean code with Python. That's one of the reasons why I suggest it.
With a lot of without a lot of head banging like you would do in C.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't type that well and try to program in C, you're gonna have a lot of lonely nights.
Ooh.
that's
Well,
why
the hardest
that's
thing
what
with C,
that stopped me from programming. I said, "Oh, you don't type very well, and this is too it's too hard." Okay,
the hard
Don't
thing with
forget to
C,
sit.
with C
Don't
and
made
forget
C
too
to
many
plus plus.
made
semicolon.
way too many typos, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead,
well, yeah,
With C,
because it. Go ahead.
go ahead.
yeah,
No, I was
with
just gonna
C,
say the hard.
One at a
always
time, y'all.
hold on, wait, let me get in.
Who's in first? Man, y'all
Go
going at the
ahead, go
same
ahead.
time.
No, this is your panel. Go ahead.
Yeah, with C, well, with any C language, it's always remember your semicolon at the end of the line.
I mean, semicolons, one comma, one misspell. Oh man, it's just yeah.
Yeah, make sure
And-
you reference your headers and all that
oh
with
man,
C and C plus plus.
oh, you didn't indent right. Okay, you left a space in the wrong spot.
Hmm. You
What
didn't type.
space?
You
That little
no,
space
you didn't
there.
type you
Yeah,
didn't type a variable right. So
yeah, yes, yes. You missed a comma, kid. Hey, sir, you missed a comma.
mhm.
And why is my program failing?
You didn't write a method right. Yeah,
Yeah. It could be one little small thing and throw all your shit
you
off
didn't get a
if you
parameter
don't
in your
type right.
method
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Well, what's hard is
Uh,
it's hard to do it right because the hardest thing with like those lower language levels or the lower languages like C and C plus plus is you have to manage the memory. Unlike in like C sharp or Java, like with C, you have to actually like allocate the memory and then you have to
Mm-hmm.
remember to free the memory. And if you don't, you'll have memory leaks and you can like corrupt other programs and other like memory in your system. And
Mm-hmm.
so
mhm.
that I mean that's why most of the stuff that's written, Chrome browser, everything, most of the stuff is written in C plus plus
Mm-hmm.
and most of it has memory leaks and errors. That's why they created Rust because they like one thing that they're trying to do with Rust is get beyond all these programs, all these issues, because most of the software hacks that we see is because someone programmed something wrong with C plus plus because it's virtually impossible for even a master at it to do it 100% right all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
See,
Yeah.
name, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That was what Rust is created for. I've been following Rust over the years. I haven't any wrote anything in it, but
Yeah, yeah,
so it's
yeah.
Rust.
I had to go back and look at 6502, man, because I'm sure it's like Greek with the peaks and pokes and in the and the switches and
I don't even know. I don't even want to know what
and
you did for
languages.
assembly because anything lower than C, good lord.
Oh yeah, assembly's right sitting right next to the chip.
Yee. Well, I guess if I want to write any antivirus software, I have to go that low. But
Yeah, basically a lot of your antivirus and stuff like that is written in assembly because it's got to be closer to the ones and the zeros.
yeah,
In
uh,
fact, uh, uh, what is it? The disk recovery thing I use all the time for hard drives. He had to write it in assembly
mm,
because it's metal to metal. It's the only way to do it.
zeros and ones, huh?
Zeros and ones. Yep. Trust me, you the
It's
peaks and the pokes and the zeros and ones.
it's
Yeah.
called binary,
Yes.
as we call it.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Memory locations. All that. Oh man. Anyway, but yeah, but the thing there's a difference between because people, I know programmers tend to think in their little bubble and stuff like that. And I'm talking
Yeah, we do.
continue. And the thing is, that when I'm talking about, when I was actually talking about AI, I wasn't trying to talk about your programming skill or what you had to do. The thing is, um, it's a product. At the end of the day, it's a product just like anything else. Okay, whether it's music, whether it's drawing, whether it's a computer program, or whether it's a website, doesn't matter. It's a product. Okay, and
Hmm.
capitalists want to get more bang for their buck. So if
Oh yeah.
if if it takes 20 guys to write it within a month or 2 months, whatever it is, okay, AI comes in, so we can cut 2 or 3 people off your list and get the same work done,
Mhm.
maybe even faster. That's what they're going to do.
Well,
Yeah.
what's even more interesting than what's happening with the coding in AI is what's
Hmm.
happening with music. Like for instance, that the whole BBL Drizzy,
Hmm.
that sample BBL Drizzy was AI.
Hmm.
Some I don't know the name of the guy, but he basically does comedy and he seems to have
Hmm.
some type of like musical skills. So he wrote all those lyrics and then he fed it into one of those music AIs to say, give me like
Hmm.
a 1970s whatever sound, whatever, and
Hmm.
and he wrote all the BBL Drizzy lyrics, and then Metro
Hmm.
Boomin took that and he sampled it and he made that BBL Drizzy beat.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's
The
it's
music
starting to
industry
So
is.
really,
that's where it came from. I found the
yeah,
original. I was like, but
yeah, the
this,
original,
I, it seemed AI, but it was like, nah, this seems like it's
yeah.
real. But I was like, no way, somebody made this back in the day. Like, this doesn't make
No,
any
no, that was
sense.
AI. That was all AI. So
Yeah,
that's really
Yeah.
what.
it threw me
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get in. The music industry's in trouble with AI
Why?
because because people just write their own damn songs and just fuck the music industry. With some of the stuff I've heard from that was made with AI.
Yeah.
Like, what do we need the music industry for?
Yeah, yeah. Was it what's his name? Tyler Perry canceled $1 billion project, right? Because
Because AI.
AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't need them.
You know, I was gonna bring this up earlier more about like we really do need to step our legislation up around a lot, like whether it's how our data is used,
Hmm.
or a lot of this technology, like if they want to do their wars over here, like I'll gladly trade that for them to really step up their game in terms of how they're regulating the industries, because from Chat GPT to these music AI companies, they're just illegally sampling and training their data on copywritten material and they're not saying
Hmm.
anything. So that's
Okay.
why you could go in and say, that's why you could go to these things and say, give me a song that sounds like Motown. It's like, how does it
Hmm.
know the Motown sound if it's not trained on that? And
Mm.
really, if we want to build a better world that AI works for all of us, we have to be able to point back in the training set where the data came from. And every time it's used, that user needs to get, that publisher of data needs to be paid. Right. And so
Okay.
it's completely fine if Chat GPT wants to read, scan all the English literature from 1852 or whatever it
Hmm.
is, right? They want to, and they're not saying they're doing it, but they do it. But they should have to just say, we're scanning it. And anytime someone puts in a prompt and we're using that data, we have
Hmm.
to pay just like,
Okay.
royalties or whatever, because now you're creating a creator economy where
Uh,
where people want to add to the training set, want to add good data to the training set, and that's only going to create better AI faster, right? But right now, what they're doing
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
they're
Okay.
just doing it, and
so
they're
so
just
so
training it, and they're not saying
so
anything.
so
It's about
you can
money.
you can change it in the United States. How do you make the rest of the world do it?
Yeah.
Well, you can't make the rest of the world do it, but if the biggest companies are in the United States, it's at least a start. Yeah, I'm not, look,
Uh,
nothing I'm saying, like, there is no silver bullet right now. Like, we're in a lot of trouble in a lot of different ways because we can't
okay.
get coordination. We can't
And
get coordination across the planet.
and
So
and
I'm
and
not
if
saying I know how to
and
do that.
if the United States, who makes the most money, the biggest corporation, have to pay more money out, how long will they actually be the biggest corporations?
Mhm.
Uh, I
No,
think
not very long.
No, let me
you have
answer.
to well, you have to create, again, if you're creating an economy around this, so they might have to pay out more in the beginning, but you have more people incentivized because they're able to make money on this, adding better training data to the training sets, you're going to create better products, right? Because
Yeah,
most of the AIs tend to be shit because they're not really judicious with the data that they're training it on. But if you're saying, hey, we're creating a better ecosystem, we're protecting creators, and we're just making it more fair and balanced, and you're giving better payouts, it's going to create more people who want to give you better training sets to teach 12-year-olds how to read, or how to here's better art training sets so you
Yeah.
can make your own better art.
Interesting story.
mm-hmm.
Remember that crap they called the Obi-Wan Kenobi first season?
Yes.
Well, it turns out that when they were using Vader's voice, it turns out that was AI
Okay.
emulating James Earl Jones' voice.
Okay.
All the lines were AI generated. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
except for that one scene where he cuts his breathing off, and you hear Hayden Christensen, but go
Yeah.
back and forth. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Your power was gonna take over.
But I love the white, what they call the white pill, which is hope, man. Because like I said, I've been watching this shit.
Hopium, huh?
I've been watching this shit way too long, man. And basically, by the time you start digging in people's pockets, that's number one, right? That's a fight in itself, even amongst the people here. Okay. By the time you do that shit, you're like 5, 6 years down the road. What's gonna happen to
Hmm.
AI in 6 years if the rest
Mhm.
Mm.
of the world doesn't do it?
It's already. What's called? You can't put the genie back in the bottle or something. That's where we're at right
It,
now.
the
Well, I
thing is,
think,
go ahead.
go ahead,
The
sorry,
thing
no,
is, hold on,
sorry.
hold on. Okay, I know what you think. But thing is, you're thinking. The thing is, you're thinking closer to blue pill. Okay, about hope and stuff like that. I don't think that way. What did they say, Margie? How you make money in this business, right? Be first, be smarter, or cheap. Guess what the rest of the world
Hmm.
does? They do all three. Okay,
Do it all.
they have no problem with you creating something, them stealing and turning around and making a profit from it. Okay, that's what I said. If your laws is not with um, harmonized with the rest of the world, you're gonna have an issue. Okay.
No, that's
Hmm.
facts. I think
Mhm.
okay, this is where I think the nuance comes in. There's a difference
With the
between me.
nuance. Go ahead, give me the
Man, I can't
nuance,
even
man.
get I can't even get a sentence out of it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Though? I'm laughing because you keep saying nuance, man. Just give it to me, fact. Fuck the nuance. Give it to me.
Well, but that's, let me get to it. There's a difference between me saying I think this is going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
and me saying that I think this is the best way forward in the long run, right? I'm not
Okay.
saying that, and that's why I said I think the coordination problem is going to be the hardest thing, because it's not about us changing the laws of physics. It's like, literally, like you said, we can do everything right over here. We can change the laws, whether it's, for whether it's about drilling for oil or AI or privacy or any
Hmm.
of the things. But you don't know what China is going to do. You don't know what this undercover, like, black ops team is going to do, like, because there's not a coordination across the globe, because we're in this game theory, race to, like, if I don't do it, he's going to do it. So I mean, I'm very pragmatic on that. Like, I understand that, but the only real way forward is creating that kind of solution, if everyone can buy in on it. Now, is that possible? I think because of human emotions, that's the hardest trick in the book, is
Is it
how do we deal
possible?
with
No,
human.
no, no. The soup to nut,
No.
not the nuance, not the hopium. Is it possible?
I don't
Nope.
see how it is. Well,
No, 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 no.
is
Don't
it
interrupt me.
is
I
it
want to hear it.
possible? Is in the full scheme of possibilities of the infinite universe? Sure. Is it probable? No.
Okay, I go by
Is it? So it's not
probability.
probable. Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
probable.
probable.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
probable.
that's
No,
right. And
no, no.
9 times out of 10, it doesn't happen, right? Why you think BGS is right so much?
Mhm.
I don't deal with that shit. Okay, what's
Hmm.
probable?
Hey man, one thing I learned from back in the military, a great saying is like sometimes you just gotta accept the green weed, man. There's no point. You know, you gotta accept the suck.
Yeah,
If you believe everything bad is gonna happen, and then when good shit happen, then you can actually be surprised. So
yeah.
other than that, just accept that that's gonna get worse.
What is the most likely outcome of a certain scenario, right? You have to look at what's there, what's going to happen, and why, right? The most unlikely scenario for in this current environment is a nuclear war, right? Because the military won't allow it.
Mhm.
Okay, 100% of times I've been correct. Okay, that the generals will step in at the last second. Hey, this is too far, and they have. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that'd be terrible. But I mean, even going back to the technology, I
Uh
think the thing
huh.
about it is we're on this curve right now of it
Mhm.
of the of particularly AI. We're on
Mhm.
that certain curve where it's going up, and we have
Mhm.
this we aren't very good at. I mean, you're good at it. I'll give you that, but I think in general we're
Mhm.
not really good at really prognosticating the future because we did the same thing with the speed of the megahertz of the computer chips, in the 90s, like, oh man, look, it's like doubling like every couple of years.
Mhm.
In 20 years it's going to be this fast. And what happens is, and I think Brian even said it in the chat, that at a certain point it's going to level off, right? Like because the there's only so much we can get out of these current, and you even said it, these algorithms and techniques that have been around since the 60s. There's
Mhm.
only so much more juice we can squeeze out of them.
Mhm.
Plus, if you look at how much energy it takes to even run a lot of these AIs
Mhm.
and all of the human intervention, like people don't know about all the human intervention that's already happening to even make a lot of this stuff to happen. So could it be that, like, we don't know, like it could double and triple for another 20 years, or it could just be we're on that particular place in the curve, and in
Yeah.
5-10 years it
Yeah,
starts leveling
that's
off.
what I was about
So
to
so
ask
we,
you.
we
Like,
don't
where
really
are
know.
we on that chart of
No,
yours? Are
nobody.
We
we
don't
on
know.
like the
We don't
And
really
incline?
know.
as far as AI is just a baby,
Mm-hmm.
just learning
Hmm.
to crawl. It's a baby. That's where we are right now. It's just a baby. And some of that stuff the really good stuff that they're afraid of, they've held back.
Mm-hmm.
And where you hook those bad boys up to, like a quantum computer,
Hmm.
instead of the
We'll
normal
have
binary.
Ultron here, man.
Yeah, could be. You know, the thing is what that's why you guys gotta, especially guys like with drama bears, you gotta start looking outside of your sector and look
Mm-hmm.
at everything. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's human beings that run this shit. It doesn't matter about human nature. Is human nature. It doesn't matter about the tools. Okay, what will human beings do in this scenario?
Well, that's
Yeah.
fact. I mean, that's facts. And that's why I like looking at like sci-fi. I know you guys were talking about Dune. I need to go
Mm-hmm.
back and like read those books because I didn't realize how much Star Wars stole from it. But
Mm-hmm.
one set of books I'm really on. I'm curious if you had a chance to see it. Is Three Body Problem yet? It
I've
touches on a
Oh
lot
seen
of
yeah,
this
I
stuff.
just got that. I got the book.
I've seen parts
Love
of
it.
it. Okay, I've seen parts of it. Um,
Okay.
uh, so I know it's written by a Chinese guy, but I've seen parts of it.
Yeah, I mean, well, just I won't even. It's not even about the specifics of the book, but I think some of the interesting takeaways of it is that this other generation of this other alien race. I mean, they existed a lot longer than us, and it took them
Mm-hmm.
way long. It took them a lot longer to advance because their planet kept having cataclysms, and
Mm-hmm.
but they basically had an ability like to live through these cataclysms, and then after ten
Yeah,
thousand years, they'd be able to come out of sleep.
they drop. Remember, they dry themselves out. Like they go into hibernation mode until like the planet, like it was like what's called a habited
Yeah,
zone that they
yeah.
can get some water and rehydrate themselves again.
But the key thing I what
So what? So
is
why
it
did they come? So why did they come to Earth?
oh, because eventually they realized they couldn't
Oh,
solve the three body problem. Basically, they have three suns, three
Hmm.
bodies
Okay.
going around the Earth,
Yeah.
and what happens is it's literally impossible to predict when the suns are going to be at a certain place where they're going to be too far away or too close to their planet. And there'd be
Hmm.
times when, and so it takes you through all the different ages where it's just like at first they didn't know that they even had three suns, and then when they had three sons, it's like it was just them figuring out how to deal with it. And at the end, they realized we're not going to be able to figure out this out. We
It's,
got a transmission from this other planet. We're
yeah.
going to go take that other planet, basically.
Okay.
But my whole thing about it is just like what's great about that story is that they didn't have the concept of lying, right? So really, what that implies is their whole race is always on a unified position, right? Whether good or for bad, they're all unified in one direction to build whatever
Mhm.
it is, right?
Like
Okay.
ants, basically.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
ants.
the Borg.
Like
Mhm.
kind of like the Borg. They didn't necessarily have shared minds. The Borg was a little bit more advanced because they actually had one mind. They didn't necessarily have one mind, but they
Mhm.
didn't have the game theory that we have of lying and game and all that other kind of stuff that like really slows down a lot of our technology.
They don't have it anymore. It's
No, they
fantastic.
never. You find out in the story that they never had it because when they learn that humans have it, they're like, holy shit, you can lie. They didn't even have that concept.
Yeah, well, the thing is they could have lost it. We don't know. So
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
And you remember, no, you remember, like in that three body problem, they had like five other planets there that went into the suns and shit like that too. So it was like they had multiple other people, like other stuff going on too. But then, yeah, it was just like the sun and all the Earth, like that Earth just kept going like around each other, so it was just unpredictable. So it'd either be
Yep.
too hot, too cold, and then yeah, basically like the whole story, the three body problem is just like like the one chick from Earth, she's in some type of like fucked up situation. So she sent a message out to space, saying hello. And the person from the three body problem realized, I mean, from that planet was like, if we go, your planet is a dream. It got, what's called climates and all that stuff. There's no, what's called none of these extreme weathers and shit like that. So they said that was their dream planet, but he doesn't want them to destroy it. Blah blah blah. It's just a whole, it's the whole,
in other words, basically three body
kerfuckle.
problem, and also based on what settler colonialism. Just
Yeah,
what's going on in
Yeah,
Gaza.
exactly.
and then plus it goes deeper than that too. It was talking about like different types of like fourth dimension, 10th dimension, like between like all the different type of dimension weapons that they were using to flatten dimensions and stuff. And they were
Yeah.
saying
I
like
don't want to.
in the
I wouldn't.
beginning it was like,
Don't ruin it because that's like the good stuff.
Well, it
But
doesn't
like,
matter. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, because
Yeah,
the story is probably way too complex to even tell, in a few minutes.
yeah,
it's way
it's
too
a whole
complex.
lot of shit.
But to tie it to AI, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of the shit that they had to do was because they invented an AI
Mm-hmm.
that complemented their culture, right? And I definitely think that that's the way we need to go. Like we do need a really good AI to get us to the next level. Now, how do we put the controls on the AI to ensure that
It's
it
it's
doesn't go crazy and
the
all
three
that kind of
laws
stuff?
of robotics that are what's his name invented back in the 30s.
The Asimov, maybe.
Asimov, yeah.
I
Like do
mean,
not hurt, do not something, whatever the
Hmm.
hell
Yeah,
that
if you
calls
can
can,
you actually
yeah.
program it into the AI, can you?
I mean, it could, but can you do it without it bypassing it?
I don't
You know
know.
what I
Can
mean?
you? Nobody
I don't
knows, do
know.
they?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
nobody
So,
knows. We just have to find out.
either there you either get that or you get Terminator, right?
Well, yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. And I think the issue is the
Yeah.
people who are closest to it a lot of them aren't even thinking about it. They're just pushing forward. And
Oh
Oh,
no,
they're
as
no, no,
thinking
no.
about
Oh
it.
no, they're
Oh no,
thinking
they're
about it.
thinking about it.
Oh, they're thinking about it. Yeah.
there are some that are, and there's some who aren't. Because I
Yeah,
listen to a lot of the people
okay.
who are in it.
It comes down to this, right? Okay. It's called greed over safety, right?
Exactly.
Okay. And guess what? Once one person jumps the gun, then everybody has to follow, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a
Hmm.
I,
game
li-
theory. It's a
I
game theory again.
yeah.
Dude, it's like it's mutual. What was it called? That mutual assured destruction. With the nukes and shit. But this is with AIs. It's like if you release that shit, we're gonna release ours, and it's
It,
gonna
it,
be a tit for tat. It's
in
gonna
other,
be like
it,
evolution.
it's business, right? Okay.
Hmm.
If we all agree not to release a certain product, right, we're all good, right? Once the first person releases it, they're going to get ahead. This happened with software and hardware in the 80s and 90s. If you're not first, you don't get it out there, don't push it, you're going to get eaten by the bigger person.
And this is all because of basically because of all the incentives are perverse, and at the bottom of a lot of these companies are fiduciary responsibilities, right? Like it comes back to, so you, like you said, greed and currency, right? And I think a lot of it will be sort of like aligned with, if we ever do a great reset, can we decouple currency from innovation, right? Can you get people motivated to innovate without having to make a lot of money? I think that's at the root of it.
So far, you haven't been able to do that.
No, you haven't. But I,
Okay.
I think that's probably
Yeah.
that's
And
probably one way forward.
and then that's nature, basically. Whatever, anything bigger than you eats you. If you're bigger than it, you eat it.
Hmm.
and business is just an out group of out end what is it end product of nature. Okay, bigger companies eat
Hmm.
each other. As Amazon, as Microsoft, as Apple, yada yada
Hmm.
yada. Right? Okay,
Hmm.
how many companies have they eaten?
I mean,
The
Amazon just
innovation.
ate MGM, right? Like it took MGM 10 years for someone to raise the money to buy their whole
Mm-hmm.
catalog, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Amazon just came by and just
And
bought
ate
it
it.
all up. Like,
Yeah, yeah. That's what happens. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what happens. Which is going on right now with BRICS versus the West, which is something that Quigley was talking about. Okay, faster growing societies will assume smaller, slower growing ones. In other words,
Don't nobody say shit.
so which is
What's
which
going
is
on,
why
Nick?
which
Damn,
why I
Nick.
go by human nature first. So when I talk about tech, okay, I go. That's why I said. That's why I have experts. How good is this right now? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how good is it right now? Okay, because it's going to get better. How good is it right now?
It's a cluster.
No, not really. If it's a baby now, it's going to get better. Tech always gets better.
Yeah, what's going on,
Oh
AM?
yes.
As
AM, you
Intel's
there?
getting his lunch
Came up here to
eaten.
listen to you guys. Continue.
Intel's getting
Okay.
his lunch eaten right now. Okay, and they cut Qualcomm off from Samsung, and they're getting ready to get their lunch eaten too by Huawei and Samsung. That's going to happen within probably about 5 years
Boss,
because
what are you saying about Samsung? What are you saying about Samsung,
in
boss?
other words, it's a lot of your phone chips, a lot of your phones, a lot of your tablets, Samsung sells, um, they have Snapdragon chips made by TSMC, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and America's trying to do is cut uh, American chip makers off from Asia, especially from China. Okay, so a lot of stuff. I think that Samsung has to transition um, from Qualcomm Snapdragons to their own because Samsung can make its own chips. They're
Mm-hmm.
forcing Samsung to make its own
Exynos.
chips. Exynos, yeah.
And they had the fucking resources in the building. Mind you, almost 10 plus years ago, 15 years ago, I was helped building the fucking facility on the Samsung campus right here in Austin and shit. But the thing that pissed all the Austinites off was they came in talking about, oh, we gonna provide y'all jobs, this, that, and the third. Once our building is built, once that building was built, no
Yeah.
African Americans got them jobs, no Hispanic Americans got them jobs. Hardly any white people got them jobs. You can go
Oh,
over to the facility right now and you gonna see nothing but Asians working inside that building that I
uh,
helped bring all
you
that
know,
goddamn earth and
uh,
goddamn sand and gravel.
what's the old saying? White men speak with forked tongue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they lost it.
Yeah. Pat. Yeah. Passport
They
OG
gonna
says
kill it.
Mm.
Hawaii phones make iPhones look like toys. I was like, oh, I believe it.
Okay, the thing is that and this, I've gone over this maybe like a couple hundred times, right? Okay, there was a competition between Intel and IBM, and Obama administration favored IBM, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Intel kept going, and they cut off the advanced chips from China, right? Okay, so China says, okay, we can't make advanced chips because we don't have a designer, right? And said, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
IBM is a leftover child of America, right? And they need like I think they needed like $4 or $5 billion to actually finish their research, right? Put out a
Mm-hmm.
product, right? So China stepped in and said, okay, AMD and IBM, you guys are the stepchildren, okay? So and you guys are getting the lunch ate because you don't have no capital. We're gonna give you like $20 billion, but give us your intellectual property." IBM says, okay, we ain't got much choice. Let's go do it, right? And people, when the first AMD chip came out at at 7 nanometers, people woke up. Okay, with the M1, okay, people started standing up and paying attention.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now and they thought that the Chinese were not going to be able to actually leverage their intellectual property until Huawei actually came out and said, okay, we can make better chips. Okay, because
Hmm.
we have more programmers, more engineers, and more money, and we've been doing it longer because we've been building your shit. And don't think that then TSMC, they have TSMCs not only in Taiwan but also in China. Nobody tells you that, right? Saying
Hmm.
the only reason TSMC can do what it does is because it's because the China paid for the technology. They didn't pay for it. Okay, it wasn't even supposed to go to them. It was supposed to go to AMD's. I forget what the name of the company was, but they couldn't do it, right? So TSMC, we can do it, right? So Chinese shifted AMD and IBM, and I think doesn't Lisa Su runs what AMD, right? I think it's
Hmm.
AMD. Okay, and they put them all over there in Taiwan, build this shit, right? And that's when your nanometers started to drop. Now they're at now IBM is at 2 as far as 2 nanometers and dropping like a stone, right? And that's how come they try to cut off the lithograph machines from the Netherlands. Okay, but the Japanese found a workaround. Now guess what? Oops. Now their chips are better than Nvidia's chips. And
Hmm.
their chips are better than Intel, or the Intel chips. They've been better than Intel chips. Okay. So now, oops. Now what?
Yep. Well, since AL that came up here, AL, your thoughts on them finding the Orange Man guilty?
Yeah, I briefly seen that today on the news headlines, man. And it's kind of hard to say at this moment, you know.
Here's what it
I'm
is.
just back and see how he's gonna take it, i.e. Cheeto, and is he gonna come out swinging? Is he gonna come out swinging? Or is he gonna just lay down and fold over? Because you never know with the rich. Uh, You know, especially a man like this who's never ever took a real L in society. And at his age, what this could do. But you
Yeah,
know,
we'll see.
yeah, I digress.
Now, as I said earlier, later in a few weeks, you're gonna have a debate between a old dementia patient and
A convicted
an
felon,
old
huh?
convicted felon.
Hmm. The
And
Democrats had to have this one, so I'm not surprised.
yeah, they ain't got much else going on.
Man, yeah, but the thing is,
It's so bad. It's so bad. Even Roland Martin started like man. He said, "Look, you have to do more to get the younger folks to get vote for you."
yeah,
Like,
if we weren't so vulnerable right now, I would say I wouldn't care. I could care less. But thing is, man, the choices that we
yeah,
have, okay, the choices that we have, and like I said, and I tell Biden, you were the chosen one.
you're supposed to.
See?
Oh, wait a
Bring
minute. Let me
bring
find
bring bring
that.
balance, bring balance to the force. Okay,
Hold on, wait a minute. Give me a second, BGS. I gotta find this.
but I'm not surprised. I said they finally got him on something. So, but is it enough? That's the only question.
Question, boss. Was
Yes,
so
sir.
was this a criminal case he was dealing with? Or civil? If it's civil, he can
I
give a flying fuck.
I don't know whether it's civil or criminal. I don't. I think it's criminal. He can go to jail, so I think it's criminal. I don't know exactly what all the you
If
know.
it's criminal, he's shaking in his boots. I don't care who the fuck he is. I don't care who
Yeah.
the fuck he is. If you convicted by the government on a criminal case, everybody and their mama knows how this shit go. Shit, you sitting back wondering how much time am I gonna get and what are they gonna do to me?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I think to actually win this election, I think they have to put him in jail. But that would be a first, putting a ex president in prison. Yeah. Oh
I'm sorry.
no,
I
and
gotta
over
play.
this. Go ahead.
I gotta play this for BGS. This is for the record. I don't care. I don't really care about Mark Hamill's endorsement, but this was hilarious.
Okay.
I'm Mark Hamill, and I'm voting for Joby Wan Kenobi.
flying out there like,
Joby Wan Kenobi. That's hilarious. That's
oh man, that
that's
never
pretty
gets
that's
old.
pretty good. Joby Wan Kenobi. That's pretty good. That is
Boss,
pretty good.
he premiered that 2 weeks ago, but you was kind of absent, and we was hoping you was here when he played that one. Yeah, that was a hoop.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Joby Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
You mother, you supposed to be not join.
I wasn't play that one more time, so I can't help it.
Is he yelling to Trump? I got the high ground.
Actually, I'll upload it to my YouTube shorts, but that's actually Elmo that said it. You motherfucker.
That's hilarious.
Oh man, I was cracking up. But yeah.
I'm just if Biden does win, can we really stand 4 more years of him?
Fuck no.
I'm just
No.
curious. I'm just curious.
Are you?
Will he
Do you
see
think
out
that
this? Will he see out the next 4 years if you won?
No. I don't care about them. I don't care whether he's seen out or not. Just policies, man. Can
I
we
said see out.
Biden
Will he see out his term?
You know,
Yeah, I don't know.
Will he live to see out the end of his term?
I don't know. They'll probably hook him up to a machine. You hear this.
Yeah.
Who's that? That's Biden coming to the mic.
All right,
you know what, B, just the way how Biden is going, it's just like, dude, he's just taking a figurative shotgun to the mouth of the United States and just ready to kill all of this crap.
You
Like
know,
he's
it's yeah, man. I ain't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
got your answer.
I know exactly what they're doing and why they're doing it. I just don't agree with it. And so far, I've been right. So, just like how do you fuck this up? How do
Exactly.
you fuck that up?
Mm-hmm. Hubris.
Hubris, exactly. That's what you have economists. I've never seen Wolf this mad. Okay, that Richard Wolf is
Oh shit.
calm. Richard
Oh, they got Wolf mad all day.
Wolf
Oh,
is
that's
mad.
not a
Wolf
good
is,
sign.
Yeah,
he's irate.
he's been making shows left and right, just pissed the fuck off. He's just going on every single panel, just pissed. Like, damn.
Yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed. I've never.
And even he's telling us to all fight. Like the people, like, yo, you need to make a union, do something. Come on, everybody. He's finding his own smart, slick way of saying it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's dragging you down. He's dragging you down to the bottom of the sea, and you guys are not doing anything. So that's what he's trying to say. But it is what it is, man. It's it's pretty much over. And they're not going to change course.
What's that? What's that? Your number 2 says Benito. It's over.
Yeah, Finito. Yep.
And don't forget, didn't Obama say what's called Joe Biden will always find a way to fuck it up?
I didn't, I was skeptical, but
You
I'm
know
saying
what? He did say that.
even he can't be this bad. I'm saying Obama knew something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After he did say that, he said never underestimate Joe Biden's ability to fuck some shit up. I was like, oh shit.
Your only chance of winning is putting the former president in jail. Okay. All right. We'll see how it works. Mm-hmm. So we see if they'll put him in jail. That's probably what it's going to take. You're probably going to have to lock him up.
Unfortunately.
But we know the people of America. They ain't like all the people that's going to vote for him, especially you could say the MAGA folks, whoever the hell, is like, yo, yeah, you can lock him up, but we'll still vote for him. Fuck you. And like America's known for saying fuck you.
Okay, so in other words, so if he does get in and he's in prison, can he run? Who's his vice president?
Shit, who knows? That's for the American people for the vote for him. I don't know.
Aren't you American? Are you not American?
Yeah, I am American. I'm just still like, I don't know, man. I'm already thinking about third party. I already been thinking about third party or just not voting at this point. This is what's the point of this?
If you get there, okay, you can vote third party. Mm-hmm. The thing is that going to matter?
Nope. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see, man.
They basically decimated all the other candidates, so it's just them.
Okay, boss.
Exactly. So they
Boss,
basically play
boss,
Russian roulette with this shit. This is what's going
Yeah,
on. It's
yes,
really Russian.
yes, they have. So
boss, boss, somebody who's listening to us from the class asked me a question to ask you. So with the fact that he's been convicted, and we
uh-huh.
just talked about, we believe that this is criminal, not civil.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be able to run? This is the question from somebody listening from
E-
the.
e- Everybody, what everybody's saying that he still can run. Okay, because
Mhm.
he's convicted doesn't preclude him from running.
Yeah.
Well, you know what that lets me know, boss? Okay, they heard what you said, but you know what that lets me know?
Mm.
We are a long way from 1972. Remember 1972, boss? And when this shit went down, how was America's thought process on the presidential leadership and how they felt a president, any sitting president should be treated when they go through something like this? Back in that day, I mean, I was just born. You was
Mhm.
fresh getting ready to get out of high school and whatnot. But yet and still, we don't do our presidents like this. We let them walk off in the sunset. Why, boss? You've said it before. They know too much. They got too many secrets, and don't nobody want an ex-president or a sitting president or a president period in the judicial penitentiary system whatsoever. But
And
look
Nixon
at
took
today. And that,
Nick.
think about you and now.
Uh-huh. Well,
We
Nixon. Okay,
America's thinking about.
Nixon took resignation and basically went away. Okay, and rode off
Mhm.
and rode off into the sunset, never to be
Yep.
seen again. Right?
I got 100 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the cash app, support the show, hit the super chat, support the show. Welcome, Lewis and Dead Set Anime.
Hey,
Hey,
what's up?
what's up, everybody?
Hey, what's good?
Hey,
Your thoughts on
BGS.
Yes, sir.
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go about 30 minutes because I got some shit.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, BGS. I
Mm.
need you to use your clout to get book me a session with Maggie.
Okay.
Listen to all that goddamn clubhouse content is driving me crazy right now.
Hey,
Oh man.
self-inflicted wounds, sir. Self-inflicted
Yes,
wounds.
it is.
I know.
Oh man.
I
You and Mr. Z. How do y'all do it?
I can't. It's only so long I can actually listen to cackling. Okay.
And I want to, you guys who listen to that stuff, because BJS said something poignant where he was talking about tech, and you mentioned human nature before that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What part of human nature can make y'all listen to that clubhouse garbage?
Oh no.
Because there's the
Knowledge,
reason why I don't listen to it is because of self-preservation.
Yes.
Tell me why
Self-flagellation, right?
some people love to, some people love to swim in shit. We can't question why they swim in
Yeah.
shit, but they love it.
Yeah.
That's them.
I
They
understand
got the
that.
scuba gear for it.
A little BDSM is good for the soul, right?
please. Oh, yes, mistress.
I just don't know how you guys do it because BGS plays like
The masochism is okay. Listen to this cackling. Okay.
I don't know how you do it because BGS just played
Intel.
a snippet. BGS played just a snippet of Pink Pill shit. And I was like, I'm not listening to that bitch. No, I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. Like, nah, I don't need to come on your page gonna talk to me like that.
Oh,
Shoot, that's why I don't even click on like Mr. Z's like links and stuff because I'm like, yo, I can't even tolerate 1 second of this bitch's face and voice. Like, come on, nah. So I just go and listen to Mr. Z. I was like, I don't even want to go find out what the hell you're listening to, dude. Don't point me out. Don't point that shit to me ever again.
Look, man, if your body's a temple, your mind is a fortress. Guard it well.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
and what they're saying doesn't matter anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter anyway. You don't have to choose them.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't.
Well, I got 3 good episodes I'm going to be uploading, though.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
He sounded like an archaeologist just came out of the fucking like out of a cave or some shit. Like I found it. I found a treasure or some shit right here.
That's why it's called Clubhouse Chronicles.
Since Lewis, since you mentioned it, what they've been talking about now? Since you mentioned it,
Same old shit.
Yeah, well, I felt Exotic was talking about how they do their prostitution, and they were ragging on black men for like 2 hours.
Yeah, ragged on black men.
Yeah,
So what was the
okay.
gist of it? How they do prostitution? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what they say about prostitution?
How they go to all these high class bars and target
Oh, okay.
white men and all that
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
What's that got to do with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Whatever.
I mean, yeah, they've
Because
been
we're good
doing it.
savers. We're
They've
good at
been
saving our fucking money.
they've been doing it for centuries. So
Yeah.
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 I mean, I find it comical how these women try to come up with these so-called salient points, and the only thing you got to say is, "Okay, what is new?
Yeah.
This ain't no new shit."
Yeah. And not at all. And we've been, but we're
Hey,
not the white.
B,
We're not the white man's concubine. We don't like white men. We're faithful to you.
I don't know.
Bullshit.
Well, what's the 2 words you like to say? Bullshit.
Oh shit! Yeah, we were the ones who was fighting back and trying to whoop their asses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, all their rights came because black men started. Number one, there was a cooperative element, and there was an incentive element
Mm-hmm.
because when the brothers joined the military, them white men said them boys can fight.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they didn't start out that way, they was like, no, these motherfuckers can fight, so let's integrate this. And the black women's stuff came on the heels of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know what the hell they talking about.
And then that slick handoff to the white woman. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, that's it. That old nigga's growing on me, guy. Because now I'm just like, fuck him.
Welcome to the club, brother.
Fuck him. Leave him over there.
Leave him over there.
Oh, look
That
who's
hole over
getting
there.
old on us, BJ. Look who's getting old on us. He thinking like an old man now.
Oh yeah, it happens. The testosterone will do that.
Exactly. The worst thing you can do to those chicks is leave them as they are. That is the worst thing you can do to them.
Yeah.
And they won't even know
By
it.
the way, BGS, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
You guys, you want to say something to the Cubs, by the way, sir? Before we go,
Fuck them Cubs.
Yeah, fuck them
fuck the Cubs. Fuck the Cubs.
I'm gonna start a whole movement
Fuck 'em.
where they have no stepdaddy T-shirts and have Sox hats.
Yeah.
The White Sox hats.
Oh, that reminds me. That
What does
reminds
that
me of
mean?
something. There's a
Means fuck
song I
them
came
Cubs.
across.
T-shirt. You gotta put me on that T-shirt if you do. Cause you know
that
where you
reminds me of
got that fucking Cubs
I
from.
will put your name right along the logo. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, there was a song I came across. I heard it was somebody sent it to me on my feed. It was it's a song by a guy named Hitman Sammy Sam called "The Stepdaddy." I remember the music video had Johnny Witherspoon in it, and you hear the frustrations of dudes being stepfathers. You ain't, and you guys gotta hear that song, see the video, and realize, yeah, fuck them kids, fuck the kids, fuck the kids, fuck everybody.
Yeah.
They're not saying fuck the kids, though. They're just saying fuck the women.
That's good.
Yeah.
Fuck them Cubs, I'm out. Woo-hoo. Fuck them Cubs, I'm out.
Okay, we gotta start wearing White Sox caps. It's gonna be like that. We might as well bring the big herd like Frank Thomas.
Yeah, when they get to talking crazy now, I'm just like, okay, fuck you. Bye.
Well, I came in on the tail end of this Trump thing, so
Okay, go ahead.
I don't want to, rehash old stuff because I can go back and do it on a replay. But just briefly, what do you think the outcome is going to be?
Who knows, man?
Time will tell.
Yeah, it's never happened before.
Yeah, this is really new ground because I
Hey, you
did
ever
not
roll a dice?
anticipate this.
Hey, Dad said, you ever roll a dice?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're doing right. That's exactly what's going on right now. They're rolling the dice. We don't know what number is going to land on.
They never.
It's probably going to be fucked up.
Most presidents would not have run. Okay. They say go away and spend your money and everything's forgiven, right? He ran. Okay. Now what do you do?
And this is a felony?
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to really upset the. Ooh.
In the minds of the Democratic Party, they believe they got a W. They're thinking this conviction is going to shame him to the point where he doesn't want to run. But
hold on, one at a time.
How little do they know that they're dealing with one of the most defiant Anglo-Saxon Caucasians that has ever lived on the face of this earth. And he's
True.
not going out. He's
Yeah.
not going down without a fight. And the Democrats' problem is they think this: since he's been convicted, oh, we don't really have to worry about pushing Biden. He has nobody behind him trying to push him as far as a race goes. This is going to be a landslide. Oh, we have not even made it into June, July, and August. This is going to be the most fucked up summer in the history of the United States of America. Mark my words. And if we make it into September, this country is going to be topsy-turvy. But I digress.
Oh, and
What about
speaking
the
of
pill?
summer,
Somebody else is probably
Power
right. It's gonna be a
tools. Don't
fucked up
forget that
summer.
advertisement. Power tools. Everybody should get your power tools.
Yeah.
get a deep freezer and buy beef. The prices
But
of beef
what,
is about to go up.
Mhm.
but what about a pill? I mean, because we haven't even gotten to that process yet.
No, we haven't. Nobody knows.
Right. It's still, I mean, because from here, it's still not over because we know he's going to appeal the verdict.
Yeah.
And a higher court may turn it over.
Yeah.
We're in uncharted territory. That's what we're trying to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Very
I mean, this
uncharted
was
territory.
federal court, right? Which means it's going to have to go up to the Supreme Court.
No, it was a state. This was New
State
York
court.
Or there's a
State.
state court. Well,
Yeah.
then it can go up to the federal court. They may turn this thing over.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Time will
Yeah.
tell. For right now, he's a convicted felon.
Yeah.
And as
Yeah.
I said earlier, in a few weeks, you're going to have a debate between an old dementia patient and versus an old convicted felon. So buckle up.
Well, I actually welcome the prospect of having an ex-felon as a president.
Okay, yeah.
Same here.
Uncharted
Mhm.
territory.
It doesn't change anything. When I heard the guilty verdict, I was like, okay, y'all think that's gonna make me go vote for Biden? Go fuck yourself. Nope.
It's not enough. Not enough, as they say.
But the precedent alone for when it comes to how felons, like in some states, lose their voting rights or losing their gun rights,
Yeah.
that's going to cause a lot of debate.
No, I didn't think about that, but you're right.
hmm Because once you pay your debt to society, whatever that may be, all of your
Mhm.
rights are supposed to be granted back in full.
Right.
And that's not been happening since what, the 13th Amendment?
Yeah.
So basically, they better treat them like they treat niggas after niggas get through doing their time. That's what they better treat them just like that. No, you don't get shit. Remember the 13th?
hmm Yeah, so this is going to have, if he still becomes president after the fact, even before appeal, because appeal is going to take a long time. Even
Mhm.
before appeal, if he becomes president, number one, he'd be able to pardon himself, just call it a day. And the second thing is that overriding issue of what happens to felons in this country constitutionally will be, well, for most discerning people, especially the lawyers, it's going to be up for question in every state in this country.
Mhm. Oh yeah, we're in uncharted territory, most definitely.
hmm
It's
Man,
gonna be
felons joining the
interesting.
military? Come on,
Huh?
man. Felons joining the military?
But that's it.
Shit.
One thing you need to think. One thing you should think about. Remember, like back in the day, they said like, "Oh, we don't have laws that what's called something about not respecting anything like a nigga got to do, because of the laws and all that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say. But let's put it like this: they also could just add in like, we don't give a fuck. Those punishments are for you niggas, not for us. You niggas. That's what I feel like they might do too. They just most likely ignore it. It's
They
like
can
that
only
didn't
do that to
happen.
a point because it's just like what happened with civil rights. They could
Mhm.
not end during slavery. The country could not stand with that going on because it represented such a contradiction in law that you have to remember, just like, Dr. Clark was talking about the pathology of entanglement, all of that
Mhm.
stuff spreads to other communities. So whatever they're doing to us, it eventually spreads to the white community.
Yeah, basically we're the canary in the coal mine.
Exactly. So they know that they can't carry on injustice indefinitely. Frantz Fanon talked about this in his book, Wretched of the Earth. which the French ran into when they were dealing. French ran into this when they were dealing with Algeria, and then the Algerian militants, they just became unruly. It was like, we gave them everything, we tried everything. It was like, no, mofo, this issue ain't over with.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think AL is right. This is gonna be one. This is gonna be one fucked up summer.
Oh, it's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. I'm getting my popcorn. Shit, I'm gonna give them. Now you said, I'm gonna get some popcorn when I wake up. It's midnight here now.
Popcorn, nigga. You better get you some 12-gauge shells, nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
Shit.
Like I said, let's bring in a Professor Black Truth. What he say? Power tools. Don't forget your power tools. You gotta get your power tools. So that's what I'm doing this summer. Get my nice handy dandy 12-gauge power tool.
And if you was a pacifist that don't believe in the Second Amendment, I don't need no guns. I got the police to do the job for me. You go right ahead and keep believing that nonsense. Negroes, if you got a backbone and got a spine in you, look here, and you're afraid of a handgun, go purchase you one 12-gauge Mossberg. That's all you need. Trust me.
Yeah. Mossbergs are great guns and they're cheap.
In Mossberg, this black nigga trust and believe.
Yes, I take a Mossberg over a Remington any day.
And all things considered, I'm glad I'm on this side of the Atlantic. But the ripple effect is gonna be like a motherfucker. But thankfully, I got
Aren't you by Iceland?
Yeah, well, we're right next to Sweden. Iceland is further north from us.
Well, you got that.
No, Iceland. No, Iceland's way further north from us. Between us and Iceland is this island called Svalbard.
Exactly.
And so, but the thing is like I remember 2011. In the beginning of 2011, everybody hated the Icelanders because you had that big eruption, and all that ash and everything was so high up in the air, covered a lot of ground. A lot of airports were grounded for months on end. A lot of people were just like pissed off because they couldn't, fly because that March, a lot of them had to cancel their travel plans.
I mean, you're in Finland, right?
Norway.
Okay, you're out. Oh yeah, so you're right on the ocean then.
Yeah, we're the thing that we're right between Sweden and the Atlantic.
Yep. Or the Norwegian Sea. I think that's y'all are in near the North Sea and the Norwegian Sea.
Yeah, that's the North Sea. That's the North Sea, and across the north and the southwest direction from the North Sea is the British Isles.
Yep.
And of course, that oil now called Nor Energy, I think they call it now, because they're trying to go beyond. They run the energy companies called. They work with BP to extract oil. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. Your thoughts on the Democrats having their convention online now, conveniently on the same day that Trump gets convicted?
Oh, typical. I mean, was it planned? If it wasn't planned and it's just something that they decided to do, then.
Well, I think they decided to do it for a couple of reasons. One, this verdict. Two, they can't have a rally anywhere without getting booed and protests, having a ceasefire now protest.
I would have to think about that one because I do think that Trump's conviction does present, I wouldn't say clear and present danger, but there's a palpable danger there, especially for the extremists, because he did, whether intentionally or non-intentionally, he did appeal to them. And when you're talking about January 6th, their superhero just got convicted, brother.
Yeah.
The next week is going to be telling.
Yeah, but Fallout, of course, all the butthurt blues on TikTok and other places are taking a victory lap, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah. You're not really hurting our feelings, so whatever.
Yeah. I'm going to remain silent until because I don't know how many days they got to appeal. It's usually like between 10 and 30 days, but I don't know what. This is the state of New York, so it may be somewhere in the middle, maybe like 15 days to appeal.
Mm-hmm.
But once he does appeal, and we see what the arguments are, then we can see if there's any constitutional backing to especially what Dennis Leary was saying, and the effects on business, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because go ahead.
Dennis Leary?
Dennis
Or
Leary.
Dennis Sterling?
But
Wait, the comedian?
no. What am I? His name, the billionaire, not billionaire.
Oh, okay.
The guy who was
The
on.
attorney.
No, this guy's a businessman. That's not Dennis Leary. You're right. It's not Dennis Leary. It's something Leary.
Yeah, that's a comedian from Boston.
Yeah.
He says
His
North here
last
for
name.
cancer. He sings about being an asshole. Excuse my French.
This guy was on the Shark Tank. He was the white ball headed guy on Shark Tank, and I can't remember his name. Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary.
Kevin O'Leary. Oh yeah. Yeah, O'Leary. Yeah. Get the Leary, O'Leary's mixed up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get your his names. He's correct, man. I don't blame you sometimes, but it is what it is. But bless your hearts. Bless your people and heart, mate.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm about
I do my best call. I can't do Colin Farrell like that, Was it Colin Farrell or Colin Farrell?
Yeah, I'm about to shut down, fellas.
All right.
Okay, that's what's up.
Been on for a lot longer than I thought I was going to be on. Been on for over 3 hours.
It was fun though.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
And look at like what happened with Jay Moore and what's his name? Trump's new cellmate. At one point they were at each other's throats, and then they realized, wait a minute, we got a lot more in common. They were just chilling, just chopping up like brothers supposed to be chopping up. That's how a fellowship works. We work our problems out. We work our problems out like grown ass men.
Now, I don't know why you're getting each other's throats about this shit. It has nothing to do with us.
I mean, tell me.
Yeah, I was trying to say that.
I wasn't even trying to, start anything. I was just, pointing out the flaws in his.
Yeah. It is what it is.
It's all love, man.
If
you my dog, I'm just telling you, it was just a misunderstanding. It's all good.
If you think a Democrat and you like this administration, I feel for you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
I gotta look at you at the side eye if you think this administration is doing good right now.
And I am no fan of Donald J. Trump. I'll tell you that.
Exactly. But one thing though, because this is the apple cart, this the status quo has been upset with this.
Mm-hmm.
Because we already know this is uncharted territory, and I can't make any predictions here now because it's just like, what the freak?
Mm-hmm.
They done stopped self-preservation.
All types of blue hell.
They didn't stop what?
Self-preservation of the institution.
Yeah.
That's a very, very bad sign.
Yeah, this is like I said, uncharted territory, man. It's like all the gloves are off, and stuff is just going. I was like, normally I can kind of predict what they won't do. I can't even do that anymore. It's like, okay.
Yeah, because I got blindsided by this. I did not see this coming. I was like, they are not going to convict the next president.
Really? Not over over this?
Over this.
And it was 34 counts too. They convicted them on all 34 counts. I was like, yeah, they did. I see what's going on right now.
Y'all not believe they were not going to convict him. The Democrats have been hell bent on getting this Anglo-Saxon Caucasian Cheeto man for the longest. Look here, real talk, Jim. Come on, we have to give the Democratic Party a round of applause. They finally showed some nuts and some backbone on one thing. I've been alive 50 years. I have not seen the Democratic Party do jack shit in solidarity for damn near 40-some years. They finally came together to do something right. I ain't saying I like what the fuck they did, but they actually showed they got a backbone. Maybe this might lead them to want to fight the Republican Party like they need to. Take the fucking gloves off. I'm just saying.
Well, the question is, at that point, what do black men get out of it?
Exactly.
That's all I really care about. What do we get out of it? Yeah. I mean, they're going to sit there and scrap. And okay, from what I see in the last 20 or so years, we get the same thing out of the Republicans than we get out of the Democrats. Incidentals.
Sometimes
at least the Republicans will call me a nigga to my face. At least the Republicans will do that. That's
Yeah,
no,
I,
I
Oh,
don't
that's
think
not.
he's
That's
as
not.
truthful
That's,
about that.
I
that
guess
ain't.
I guess that's something, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
That's
only
not
thing
even.
out of it.
Look,
That's
it,
not
Always
even
I
the
some
mean,
messed
messed
up
up
on that
part,
one.
though. Hold
One
on, let me get
one
in.
time.
That's not even the messed up part, though. Sometimes we get more incidences out of Republicans than we do the Democrats. Oops, did I say that out loud?
yeah, that's
Sometimes you
true.
do.
It's true.
Sometimes
It's
you do,
true.
Sometimes you
but
do.
it's like feeling like a nut.
Hmm.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Mm.
So, I mean, like I said, it's the turning point to me because this is the problem. Status quo. This upset the status quo. This is what's causing me a little bit of consternation because
Mm-hmm.
the government doesn't usually eat itself like this.
No, not normally.
No,
Yeah,
not no.
We talking about Trump. Trump. Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about that
these are unprecedented times that we're in. So, with that being said, you saying that we've never seen the government, eat itself inside out like this. All right, guess what? Like I was telling B just earlier, we come from a time where, all right, you didn't handle and deal with the presidency of the United States like this, even if the presidency was acting the ass or doing wrong. But now, in this time that we're in, people, you can't go back to that type of resolve and and and, and, and dignity to the point where you say, okay, well, all right, they'll find a way to work it out, and they're gonna do it the right way. No, we're dealing with fucking savages on Capitol Hill now, fucking savages, and they're treating each other like savages. So, all right, or maybe it needs to fucking implode all the way down to the ground for it to start all over. We're at that point, but I digress.
And keep in mind that it's not just at the at the Oval Office you got to deal about geriatrics. Every You have the same thing in Congress, in many departments. Hell, you can look at the governorship, certain states,
Basically, every facet
local
of
level.
political jobs or stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
But
like all in the nooks
Yeah.
and crannies is old people. They're old gears, and they be freaking replaced.
I don't care about the geriatrics as long as they got a sound mind. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
These ones don't got one at all, man. These people are
They
just
they do, and
God.
the things you don't understand what they're after, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Mm,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just what are you trying to reach to the point that you're going to destroy everything, basically?
It
Like what?
is okay. I mean, everybody behind the wall knows what I'm talking about, right? They're trying to
Mhm.
maintain hold on the globe. That's what they're trying to maintain. And sometimes you're in a wartime economy. This is not telling you that you're in a war.
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Mm,
That's a good point.
yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I'm about to shut
All right.
down. Thank everybody that came through. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace.
Peace.
Yo, this is AB Media 83. Want to support the channel? Hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified the next time I upload a live stream or video. And always remember, keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace.
One more thing.
And I'm voting for Joby Wan Kenobi.
You motherfucker! It was said you were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them.
Hey, I'm Mark Hamill.